Go for the midnight dares. Go for the game. Go for the hits. Go for the fans. Go for the win. Go to Ocean Casino Resort. Book your trip at theoceanac.com.
June 22nd, 2022. Welcome in. This is actually episode 46 of Sports Take.
How do you
JAKIB
know
Sports
this?
YouTube.
Right.
How do you know this stuff?
Hey, man. It's all right here.
No. See, that falls in the category of you have nothing else to do with your spare time. I'm serious. Episode 46. Are you serious?
Guilty.
Well,
yes.
we got to find you a hobby like real quick.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
you need
I
a
agree.
hobby, dude.
I agree.
You know,
It's,
real quick.
48 jobs is not enough. I need hobbies. You're right. Derek Gunn, Barrett Brooks, Rob Ellis. What's up, fellas? How we
What's
doing?
the deal?
What's
the
going
deal?
on with that shirt,
Hey,
man? What is that shirt, Derek
You like
Gunn?
this? You like
do.
this?
One gun, one love, Marley the tribute. Okay.
Yep. See, my brother, I told you my brother's a musician. Well, him and his wife own their own phone technology business, which they do really well. But he also sings. And he's, I told you, he used to sing in Prince back in the early 80s.
Right.
A group called Maserati. Well, he started performing with this venue called Legends in Concert. And they do stuff all over the country. You know, they move around. He was in Vegas for one summer. Then he was in Myrtle Beach. And my wife and I drove down to Myrtle Beach 2019 to see him perform, and he does the Bob Marley tribute. Now, Legends in Concert, they hire these incredible artists. Most of them you will never hear from, but they do a Blues Brothers tribute. Could be Lady Gaga, could be Madonna, Elvis.
Nice.
And it's a show. It's like a 2-hour show. These performers do, and they're incredible musicians. And so he did that for a while, and then COVID hit, and it stopped. And he also has another band that he does a lot of casinos in Arizona, where he does like a Prince tribute, like the Prince songs and other songs from their group Maserati when they played back in the early 80s. So he had these shirts made up, you know, and his company is called One Gun Entertainment. And so he had this made up. So I said, I'm gonna give my brother some props.
Good shirt, man. I like that. Even though he drives you crazy with the he's a Vikings fan.
Yeah, he's a Vikings fan. So I'm gonna take a little video while we're talking here, just to show him I'm giving him some love today. Giving little brother some love on the show. Yeah, a little brother, that's Rob Ellis down below, and that's Barrett Brooks. And if you think I have mental issues, wait until you meet these two.
Well, he already knows me, so he already knows to play with me, man.
Yeah, he knows.
I don't even try to hide it. When I'm around your family, I don't even try to hide it, man.
You're right.
Sometimes I put on a phony face with some people. Nah, I don't put on any phony face when I'm around your family. What they saw is what they got.
Hey, Barrett, don't take it personal, but I've tried to convince my family that your mother fed you gunpowder as a baby, and that explains why. And that explains a lot about why you are the way you are.
Oh my God. All right, so I see Frank, I see William, I see Philly 559. Yes, Frank, I'm going with the glass today. I'm my solo cups are running low, so yes, it's straight gin in there. If you were wondering,
what's up, Chris?
An interesting show.
Happy Wednesday to you, Chris.
Yeah, all good. We see everybody in the comment section. Hit the like button. We always encourage that for sure. We got a big show today, guys. So here's what we have today. 1 o'clock. Brandon Graham makes his triumphant return.
Oh my
BG
goodness.
joined us in the first week of the show way back when, and he's back on with us because we haven't had a chance to talk to Brandon, I don't think, since the draft. And a lot of these moves that the team has made, I'm going to get a scouting report on what Jordan Davis looked like, what Nakobe Dean has looked like in these short OTAs, what these guys are like, you know, in the weight room or whatever. So I'll get a little, we'll get a little scoop there. So BG at 1, 2 o'clock, former NFL MVP, Rich Gannon. Rich is going to be joining us, quarterback, and a crazy story, man, of just perseverance in his NFL career to get to where he got to. Guys, he won his NFL MVP in 2002, which is his 15th year in the league. He broke in 87.
Isn't
that's
something?
Pretty crazy.
Isn't that something?
That is crazy.
I don't think that's ever happened in the history of the NFL. It couldn't have, right? That long.
No, I don't think so. I don't see how. You know,
maybe Brady. Brady.
Yeah.
I don't know. But
you know, going back to BG for a moment. So BG being BG. So he texted me this morning, D-Gun, am I on camera or is it just audio? I said, Were you on camera the first week of the show? Well, yeah. Well, what makes you think it would be any different now? See, this football players drive me nuts, man. Former and current football players, they drive you nuts.
You treat them like a hostile witness, man. I'm happy the guy's coming on.
What do you mean by former?
Former and current NFL players drive you nuts because they're all mentally challenged. I'm telling you.
Jeez.
Oh my goodness.
It's true.
I don't like these working conditions.
You tell them to be somewhere at a certain time. They show up 10 minutes late.
I think you need to file a protest, Barry.
Or they tell you, oh yeah, I got you. I'm gonna do this. All of a sudden, phone goes silent. You don't hear from them for days. Then a few days later, I was gonna get back to you, but I got caught up my baby mama drama, and I'm like, hold up, that ain't got nothing to do with me. You're supposed to be somewhere at a certain time. All football players, I love them to death, but they drive you nuts.
Yes, but we tolerate it because they are good, and Brandon's as good as it gets. That's for sure.
Oh yeah,
and we need to hit him with the Husky nickname.
Oh my goodness,
that Vinny Carey dropped on us.
Really?
Husky. Okay,
really? Husky?
Not ever really a nickname you're looking for, unless you're the Washington Huskies. That's a different kind of Husky.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. So we will talk to BG about that. Rich Gannon at 2:00, as I mentioned. Man, there's a lot of smoke. NBA wise, guys, there's a lot of stuff filtering around, which we're going to dive into really hard at 12:30. But there's a lot of stuff between the Sixers and the possibility of going after PJ Tucker, maybe going after Eric Gordon. I know Barrett's going to get into the potential. God bless you, Barrett. The potential of maybe Bradley Beal. Barrett's, by the way, struggling with his allergies today. FYI.
Oh my goodness,
man. I feel bad for you, bro. I know what that's like.
Yeah, he's bad.
I feel bad for you.
Playing a little hurt.
On my car, man, it's covered in that stuff, pollen, man.
Yeah.
You know what drives me nuts? I go have my car washed.
Yeah.
The next morning. The next morning. Now I don't have any trees hanging over my driveway, right? The next morning, my car is yellow. I'm like, you got to be kidding me.
Absolutely.
And I go out there, my eyes are itching, I'm sneezing, my throat scratching. Man, my whole day is shot. Yeah,
Either it's that or the forecast is supposed to be beautiful and it rains the second you get that thing washed. It's either one.
You too? I thought I was the only one that happens.
All the time. Are you kidding me? All the time.
Oh,
not washing your cars then, fellas. You guys are the cause of the rain, man.
Keep it dirty, man.
It's plain and simple.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Acid rain.
Yeah. Yeah. So Mama Brooks checking in.
Good morning, Mom.
Hi, Mrs. Brooks. I see everybody. I see Randall. I see Mr. Taz checking in. I mentioned William and the rest of the crew. Hertz. We get everybody. So yes, a lot of Sixer stuff happening, which we're going to dive into. In addition to a little ownership change with the Sixers as well, and just what may end up happening tomorrow night, which is the draft. By the way, Rich Hoffman Jr. will join us tomorrow to talk a little draft and a little Sixers, what may happen. I'm not even concerned about 23 because I think 23 is likely to be traded. I think there's going to be a lot of stuff that goes on draft night trade wise.
Yes,
a lot.
for the Phillies, for the 76ers.
Absolutely.
I agree.
Sixers and around the league too. It's going to be a fun night actually. So we'll do that at 12:30. Phillies lose again where the offense is just nowhere to be found. And look, it was one of those nights you had a bad feeling early because they were leaving runners on base a lot early. And Gibson actually pitched okay. I don't fault Gibson. The problem they have is, man, Familia, awful. Knable, awful.
Here we go.
I'm just saying, man.
Here we go.
Where is Castellanos? When is he going to start showing up? It's frustrating. It's especially with Harper out. Someone's got to step up, and nobody stepped up. Hopefully Harper's back this afternoon.
Rob.
Yes.
The Phillies are winning more than they're losing, right?
Right.
They're making a push towards the top, not the bottom, right?
It's good overall.
Okay.
It's good. Yeah.
I'm just trying to help you find that peaceful place in your existence. Namaste.
Right,
I just want you to find that peaceful place.
You know I can't do that. I don't have that gear.
Come on, Rob.
Satisfied. No, I can't do it.
You got to be more like me, man.
I know you're chill.
You're
chill, but
I have no sleep.
You're a tired D-gun today. Now, what is there's always some kind of sleep deprivation.
Yes.
Like, what is happening, man? What is going on now?
So one of our nieces came to visit from California last night. She's going to be here for a couple of weeks.
Right.
And she, across the board, thousands of flights are being canceled daily. So she flew from Palm Springs into Denver. Flights
Okay.
get canceled, so she's stuck in Denver forever, right?
Right.
Her flight was supposed to get in at 12:30 last night. Flight didn't get here until 1:49 a.m.
Ugh.
By the time she got off the plane, my wife and I had to drive to Baltimore airport to get her.
Which is what, like 45 an hour?
Yeah, about like $120 from me.
Okay.
So by the time she gets off the plane, get her luggage, it's 2:30. I get home about 4, and I can't sleep right away. I fall asleep about 4:35, and I always set my alarm for 9. When I saw my clock today, it was 10:17. I'm jumping up. I got to feed the dogs, let the dogs out. I'm scrambling, dude. I'm like so behind right now. So if I start mumbling around 1:30, 2 o'clock, it ain't personal. It's business.
Or if he dozes off. Barrett, we'll be in the middle of some brilliant point, and all of a sudden,
yep. And I'm like,
Gunner's nodding, doing one of those deals, man.
Oh, I got one for you. So
right there. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Whatever you say, Rob. Yeah. Okay. So my wife.
What is that noise? Is that sneezing? No.
So my wife finally gets me my Father's Day gift, and she was upset because it was on sale over the weekend, and so she couldn't get it Sunday because we were at a wedding all day. She couldn't get it Monday, so she goes, "Meet me at Cabela's yesterday, so I can get your Father's Day gifts." I go to Cabela's.
Right.
I said, okay, I can't imagine because I got like $500 worth of gift cards. I'm gonna spend every last one of them.
Yeah,
I'm even buying a new bug assault gun. I'm getting that laser scope just because Barrett has one.
Right? Of course.
Bro, it's not worth 2 dead flies either. It doesn't work, man.
It doesn't work?
You put the red light on it, and it flies away.
It scares them, right?
Are you serious?
I was thinking that when you guys were talking about that. I think it scares them away.
So I get there. My wife decides she's buying me a brand new Traeger pellet grill.
Oh boy.
Whoa.
I'm like, what? Now, keep in mind, I already have 4 grills on my patio deck.
I thought you had 7.
Now I got 5.
Okay.
Dude, I have a Black Weber grill, the Big Green Egg, the Blackstone 4-burner grill, and a Charbroil infrared gas grill. And now I got so many grills on my deck. I think my deck's leaning like this now.
I don't even like how do you use all of those grills, man?
Hey, Robbie, and what's messed up, he calls, and I called him yesterday. We're discussing some stuff, and I called him right after the job yesterday.
Right.
And I said, yeah, you got the new Traeger? He's like, yeah, man, why you hooked it up? I said, man, I got too many grills. I said, yeah, man, I'll be by to pick one up. Huh? What?
Yeah, right. Silence.
Man, I don't know you. I don't know you like that.
I got a bad connection, Barrett. I just lost you.
See, talking about trying to take one of my grills is like talking about your family. We got to fight. It is. I'm just saying.
It's like
man.
taking one of your kids. I know.
Yes, we got to fight. But to answer your question, Rob, it's grill by choice. So my niece gets here from California, and my wife says, "You know what? We got to fire up the Blackstone." I said, "Why?" Because the Blackstone is great. You ever have smash burgers?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
The Blackstone is great for smash burgers. Put the saute the onions, the cheese, and everything. And then I got the big Blackstone where you smash the burger. And then I got the lid where you should close it so it melts the cheese. Yeah, dude, let me tell you something. This Blackstone, you can do 72 strips of bacon at one time.
72
strips of bacon at one time. You could do 16 T-bone steaks on this grill at one time.
Oh my God, man.
Yes. So dude, I'm telling you, man.
You know what I use mine for? I use my Blackstone for?
What?
Make hibachi. It's just like the hibachi when you're at the when you're at the restaurant.
At the restaurant,
yes.
Same thing, bro. I even try to do the little choo-choo train onion thing, all that stuff, bro. You
got flames?
Do you have the skills of those guys, Barrett?
No, because I tried to use vodka and vodka didn't work too well.
No, don't do that. You mess around, burn up the house, man. Dude, I tell you what else is great. Breakfast on those grills. Pancakes.
Oh, yep.
You can do pancakes, eggs, and bacon at the same time.
Yep.
I like that. 72 strips. Who are you hosting? The offense?
No, I've never done it. I'm just saying.
That's what I'm saying, man.
I've never done 72. I'm saying you can put 72 strips on there at one time. I'm just telling. I've never done that, but
my wife sees the picture I think you tweeted out. You threw it on Facebook of your new grill, and she says, "Oh man, Derek got another grill." She's like, "How many is that now?" I'm like, "I think it's 7." She's like, "I guarantee you couldn't even name the kind of grill that we have." I said, I guarantee you're right. I'm lucky I can turn it on. Like, bro, honestly, man.
But see, that's the thing, man. Like, you take that Blackstone and you take those lamb chop lollipop, lollipop,
yeah,
and you you just like, set it on there, flip it over. You serve it, man. It tastes so good, man. And I don't even eat lamb, and I'll eat.
I do think we need to do a segment, either one of you guys, where you're during the show, you're grilling something up. I think that would be really cool. Honestly.
Absolutely,
you're right.
We'll just get the laptop set up out there, your desktop or whatever, right out on the deck, and you guys can go to town.
Well, we can do it in my house because he won't let you go to his house.
I know the compound. You can't get through the moat that's around the fortress.
Dude, I got 5 adults, 3 dogs, and a 3-year-old demolition expert, and I have a niece here. I have no room left. Now I knew something was up. I knew something was because the other day my wife said, I've been asking Derek to make me a steak for a month, and he hasn't made me a steak yet. And I'm like, oh, that's confirmation from above that I'm slacking in the grilling department.
Yep,
so
that's not so subtle either.
And then she gives me this Traeger. I can't wait to figure this thing out. I have a couple buddies that have Traeger, so I got to ask them because I hate reading directions. Some things you just hate reading directions, right? When it comes to putting cabinets together, like earlier this year, I put this big beautiful cabinet together for my wife in her office, a white cabinet she wanted. And I have a son-in-law named Alex, and Alex I call him McIver because Alex loves to put stuff together, and he's meticulous with it. Me, when I put stuff together, I look down, there's an extra bolt or a screw laying somewhere, and I got to backtrack because then you got to take it apart, make sure you put that screw or bolt back in there. So I just call Alex. So I'm going to call friends and say, I need the crib notes version of how to use this Traeger. Because I'm not going to say, now I'll go, now here's what I will do. I'll go to YouTube and look at videos of like different things they prepare, how they do them. So here's the thing. While we're driving to Baltimore, I'm listening to music. My wife is on her phone and she's looking at a video, 8 steps of the wrong things to do on a Traeger. And she goes, turn the music. And I said, for what? She goes, I want you to listen to this. I said, I got my lifetime to watch. Do I need to listen now? So I had to turn it down and listen to it. And then she sends me the link. So I better watch it or else.
She's sending you some serious messages here.
Yeah, I'm in serious trouble.
Yeah. She got that thing for what she wants. You know
yes,
what I'm saying?
It's always a gift. Oh yeah, just like me for my birthday, I got the new smoker.
Yes,
man, they reap the benefits of it. I love it though. Don't get me wrong, I love it.
Now, what kind do you have?
Oh man, I forget what it is.
He doesn't even know what it is.
Well, I went out and looked today just because of that conversation I had last. I have a Dino Glow.
Oh yeah, those are pretty good.
Not bad.
They are pretty good.
I've had 2 of those. The only problem is you have to worry about they rust out quickly.
They
do. Be careful. Yeah.
I'm always cleaning it. Like,
do you have a cover for it?
No.
You don't have a cover for your grills?
Rob,
what? Are you serious?
I don't
just leave it out there.
Maybe I close it. I mean,
that's a violation, dude. You got to have covers for your grills to preserve them.
Yes, I got to get one then.
Now, some of these covers, though, man. Here's the thing: is right.
Are they pricey?
Yeah, don't get the cheap ones. I'm gonna tell you why.
All right.
Because when winter comes around, I've bought cheap covers for like my gas grill and for my Black Weber grill, and and they get real stiff in the winter. So when you take them off, well, you don't grill in the winter. I'm the only one grills in the winter.
Sometimes I'll take it pretty far in. But
they tear up quickly.
They do. The old ones I used to have, yeah.
So I'm gonna tell you. I tell you this.
They change colors too. They
fade. Now the cover for my big green egg, $100 for the cover. The cover that I just bought for this Traeger, $69, but it's a thick cover. It'll last forever. If you keep buying those $29, $39 cheap flimsy ones, you're going to be buying them every year because you get to a point, as soon as they touch the metal on the grill, and especially when it's cold, it splits. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yep.
Exactly. So you have to pull it over and it's tight and it's worse.
I did that same thing with I bought this like cheap like tarp stuff at Home Depot for the furniture on the deck furniture.
Oh no!
And this stuff is just garbage. Like by the end of the winter, it's like ripped. It's like stuck to the furniture.
Yep.
It's total crap, man. It's total junk.
Oh man. Oh.
I gotta set my game up outside.
So Rob, what's on the menu for Derek? We're going over Derek's house. What are you sending him? What are you gonna give him?
I want wings. I want ribs.
I want wings and ribs also.
A little fillet.
Here's what I'll do. Just because I love you guys like stepbrothers. Here's what I do. You can drive up to the house.
And you
Slow
just
down.
throw it out the window or out the door at us?
Slow down to about 2 to 3 miles per hour, and I'll pitch a plate through the window.
All right, I have good hands, Barrett. You drive. I'll catch.
Right. That's
All right.
terrible, man.
But see,
Come
the
on,
problem,
man.
here's the problem. You know, I'll tell you guys, you can't come over. My wife, oh, yes, they can. I'm like, I just told them they can't come over, hon. Yes, they can. So, and Barrett will tell you, don't ask me anything. You ask her, you get the red carpet
We
treatment.
know who the boss is.
Oh,
I
no
know.
question.
You ask me, I'm telling you, slow down 2-3 miles an hour. I'll have you a nicely covered, aluminum foil covered paper plate of everything that you want. It's right.
Right.
Like Dank Burrito says, D-Guns drive through. That's exactly right.
I actually would be okay with that.
I'll flip it in your car like a Frisbee.
Yeah, honestly.
We can't even stop. We can't even pull in the driveway.
No,
Don't stop.
you can't
No,
stop in the
no,
driveway.
no. Don't pull in the driveway.
No.
Don't stop. And don't wave like you know me. Don't acknowledge me like you know me. Just keep going. And
Yeah, good. It's like when someone's tossing like the old newspapers out the window when you would deliver
yeah,
the
but
newspaper.
I'm
like
not.
that.
I'm gonna stand right there on the curve. I'm gonna be almost able to touch you and just kind of
Waving.
flip it up to you.
Oh, okay. We can
Yeah, I'm
make that
not
happen.
gonna wing it like a Frisbee. I'm just telling you.
I think this is a good idea. I'm telling you, man. We are going to put into place the grilling. There's too much grilling discussion without us showing the people. You know what I mean? Hey,
Right.
there's a couple things. Adrian Wojnarowski was on SportsCenter, ESPN reporter, NBA insider, and he said, "quote James Harden is headed towards opting in to that $47 million player option, then extending." Perhaps as many as 2 years at a significant number with the Sixers, likely something short of a max contract, but still significant. What have I been saying from the jump? I mean, this is my worst case scenario, and I've been saying this since the season ended, that this is what Morey was going to do for his guy. I knew it.
Why would you sign that dude to an extended contract? Seriously.
He's going to get to 47. He's going to get a lot of money on the next 2 years too, Gunner.
I wouldn't even talk about extension until I see what he gives me this season. If he wants to be with Morey that badly, the money will still be there next year. Why would you opt in and worry about tying him up for an additional 2 years now? That is one of the worst business decisions ever.
That's this guy, man. I mean, Robin said it. That's this guy.
Yep. He
oh my goodness.
It's like having, it's like a parent that doesn't see anything bad in their kids. It's just, oh, little Johnny lit the house on fire. Oh, let's warm our hands. Let's get some marshmallows out instead of Johnny just burned the house down, Mom. Like he doesn't see it. He doesn't see it, man.
That's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
Telling you, it's a mistake. It's a big. They're going to be an old ass team because they're going to lock Tucker up. They're going to try and lock Tucker up and make a move with Tucker. Bring Gordon here potentially. I mean, I'm telling you, man.
Barrett, I got a bad feeling we're going to hear a lot of angry Rob over the next year.
I'm getting a shot. Look who's jumping in. I don't know how to use.
Oh.
I do know how to use the grill. I know how to turn it.
Maggie just dimed you out. You don't even know how to use the grill. You've been lying to us
False.
for weeks that you know how to use the grill.
Well, in fact,
your wife just said you don't know how to use the grill, dude.
So let's go inside here. So Father's Day, she's down the shore. Okay, mind you, with my daughter. My son and I worked. He got home from work. I got home from work. I came home. I grilled burgers and dogs and potatoes and a baked potato on there.
Oh, that sounds good.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
nice.
for the two of us. So we ate. I did it. That's false. She wasn't even here. She doesn't even know. I'll get Bobby on here, man. He'll confirm. We'll make this happen. So anyway, but I am not skilled. You guys can do real stuff. I can't do any of that stuff.
Rob, tell the truth. Your wife just called you out. Tell the truth. Do you even know how to turn the grill on?
So one time, all right, I'll give you guys one totally embarrassing story. What else is new? So years ago, I don't know if we were married yet. We might have just gotten married. So remember the old school charcoal grills? You guys know those. I mean, the old. Yeah.
I have one of those. I told you, the Black Weber. I have one of those.
So someone bought us a gas grill. Okay. A nice one. And like the two knuckleheads we are, we went out and bought charcoal and tried to pour it into a gas grill.
Charcoal in a gas grill?
She was involved in that one. It wasn't just me for once. Okay. I'm just saying. So she doesn't have a lot of, she's decent on the grill, but she doesn't have a ton of room to talk. That's all I'm saying, man. I'm just to keep the record straight here.
What in your right mind made you try to put charcoal in a gas grill?
Cluelessness. The clueless. Okay. Just absolute Cluelessness, man. Yes. That actually happened.
Oh my goodness.
It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. I need help. Let's just, like, you guys would be, you guys grilling in a segment, I would learn a lot just sitting back and watching. That's all I can tell you.
Well, I put it like this: I'm okay on the grill. Like I admit,
B. Brooks is good.
I'll call D Gun. I'll get
for consultation.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll call my middle brother Philip. Philip can grill his butt off. I get some tips from him, and I get some tips from my mom. And once I get all the information I get from those guys, then I go out there and do an exact opposite of that and ruin my food. You know what I'm saying?
Are you serious? Yeah, but you cook a lot, Barrett. You cook a lot for yourself. Your family.
I can cook. I'm just starting to get the grilling and not the grill. I can grill the smoking meat. I never tried that before, really. It's a long game. It's a long game as opposed to a short game.
Especially when you're smoking meats. Now, when you're out there grilling a steak or stuff, you got to stay there so you don't burn. You want your char right, you want the temperature right, you want enough pink. Some people, like my son-in-law Alex, he likes his steaks well done. I'm like, why don't you just go buy some beef jerky? He likes well done steak. My wife, and I can't see, the only thing I can't get right a lot of times is she likes a certain amount of pink in her steak, and sometimes I don't quite get that. I get pink, but sometimes not enough. Yeah, but the seasonings a lot of times will overcome the lack of pinkness. Now I do a decent medium steak, but you got to be on top of it, man. When you're doing steaks and stuff, on charcoal grills, you got to stay on because the flame could jump up from the meat juices, all that stuff. Barrett, what are you doing?
He's got his allergy meds. This is good. He needs it, man. He needs it. We're gonna help him.
Are you gonna be snorting nose spray on the air while we're in the air?
Because we're taking a quick break here, and then we'll be good to go.
Are you gonna hear it?
No, we won't be hearing it. No, we won't be hearing it. No, trust me. We're gonna time it so we don't hear it.
I just don't want to see his nose running on air. That's unprofessional.
No, I'm not. I don't do that, man. Just like, no, his biggest deal with me, man, when we were working together on Quick Slants was, bro, don't have any boogers in your nose. That's all he kept telling me.
That's right.
Don't have any. I'm like, dude, you don't have to tell me that. Well,
Barrett always looks good on camera. You don't have to worry about that.
Hey,
but we do have colleagues who you have to make sure.
I don't even want to talk about that.
No, what you're saying. We're not going to name names.
I can't talk about
We're not and it grosses Derek out. Now that's why I enjoy bringing it up.
Hey, I had to stand next to a guy, and I have to tell him every week, could you please go take care of your nose situation?
Blow your nose.
Yeah,
if you're going to be the quick nostril check is not too much to ask.
No,
if you're going to be on TV.
No, it is a requirement. It's not an option. It's a requirement.
It's a must.
There's not many things that gross me out or make me want to yak, but that stuff hanging out your nose like Christmas tree ornaments, I can't deal with that. I
will tell you, this is TV and radio both. I've had the booger thing before with people. I've had people who you guys have, I'm sure too.
Yeah.
You've interviewed people who breath stunk. They might have had BO.
Oh, let me tell you something.
I'll even say, Barrett, when we did our morning show, Breakfast on Broad, there may have been people who were out quite late the night before and had been imbibing and still smelled quite a bit like it. Yes.
Hey, yes. Let me tell you something. I worked with people in the industry, men and women. And the people with the worst breath are always the ones who want to stand closest to you. Yes. You ever notice that? Yes. Man, I've worked with people that could burn the hair off your face.
Yes.
I'm telling you, man.
Yep.
And it's bad enough these are the people that also they come in with a big mug of coffee.
Yes, and which makes it worse.
Makes it worse. It's like putting kerosene already on a fire out of control.
I've done radio where I've sat down in the studio and grabbed the mic that someone previously was using.
Oh man.
It is gross. I stopped using headsets in the studio because I would put a pair of headsets on that somebody else had used that were vile.
Come on, man. Seriously?
And when you do remotes, you have to wear headsets.
Yes.
Provided from the station.
Yes.
And you could smell what kind of shampoo, which is, it's just gross, dude. What kind of, there you go.
I knew it. I knew that was coming. I knew it. Sound like a bugle.
He's fine. He's good.
I'm trying, man.
He's cleared up, man. He's cleared up.
I feel bad for you, bro. I know it. I feel bad for you.
Yes. All right. So let's do this. Let's get a quick timeout. We'll come back. We'll dive a little bit more into the Sixers because there's a lot going on here between Harden, between Harris, between Thibault, between Eric Gordon, between PJ Tucker. what's happening elsewhere in the league. We're building up for a pretty crazy night tomorrow with the NBA draft. So we'll do that when we get back. Again, 1 o'clock, Brandon Graham, 2 o'clock, Rich Gannon. You don't want to go anywhere. This is another monster show we are rolling out today. Derek Gunn, Barrett Brooks, Rob Ellis. All right, so let me tell you about Station Tap Catering in Drexel Hill, because they will handle your next business function with ease while you focus on securing a new business opportunity for your company. They got 50 years of experience in food preparation. Station Tap will impress, and your guest will be impressed. I've been on both ends of this. I've been a guest, and I've been the one who's used their catering when I've hosted things, and their food is amazing. Whether it's the cheesesteak egg rolls, whether it's the wings, whether it's the chicken tenders for the kids, the salads. They got a lot of options. If you want to go vegetarian, whatever the case may be, they've got it. And the food and the variety and the price is awesome. And they can also hook you up for private events, corporate functions. The catering hall is second to none, and it's brand new. It's state of the art. They will also do the prepared meals if you want to do a tailgate. Just give them a call, 484-469-3222. That's 484-469-3222. Or you go to stationtapcatering.com. That's stationtapcatering.com.
News at 11 with Rick Williams. It's the team you trust to bring it all together. The stories that impact your community, a sports roundup for the locals, and the AccuWeather forecast you depend on. Action News at 11 with Rick Williams.
All right, did you know I was the mommy slam dunk champion?
Really?
Yes, really, don't sound so surprised.
Let's see it.
Oh, you're ready. All right, here we go. Let's hear the crowd. So go to right, I go to left, fake a mom. Mama, go up, mama!
She did it.
Again?
You can't avoid gravity, but United Healthcare can help you avoid financial surprises by helping you compare costs and doctor quality ratings. United Healthcare.
Uh-huh.
Field of life, First Trust Bank is there for you.
Champions on three. 1, 2, 3.
Because Philadelphia dreams deserve a Philadelphia bank.
Go for the midnight dares. Go for the game. Go for the hits. Go for the fans. Go for the win. Go to Ocean Casino Resort. Book your trip at theoceanac.com.
All right, welcome back in, everybody. Barrett Brooks, Derek Gunn, Rob Ellis, Sports Take, JAKIB Sports YouTube Network coming up at the top of the hour. It will be the one and only Brandon Graham. 2 o'clock, Rich Gannon will be joining us. So 2 things to hit you guys with right away here. Bryce Harper back in the lineup for the Phillies today, batting third, and he is DHing. They play at 4 o'clock today, game 2. You guys realize they've lost 8 straight to the Rangers? I don't know how that happens, but they have. So he'll be back in the lineup with Wheeler pitching. You gotta like that from a Philly standpoint. So that's good news. That blister on the hand must be healed up enough for him to be able to go, or the fact that they haven't done a whole lot offensively the last 2 games might have sped that thing up a little bit.
He could have DH yesterday. He still could have been in the lineup to DH, but
yeah,
just
precautionary. Go ahead, Derek.
Right.
You were muted.
I've got to stop this, man. I get Barrett so much.
Yeah, you killed Barrett, man. You're getting bad.
Man, I'm getting bad at this, man.
Yeah.
When was the last time they had a 2-game losing streak?
Oh, geez. It was Girardi. It was before Thompson.
Yeah.
I don't think they'd lost 2 in a row under Rob Thompson.
Wow. No, I don't think they have.
Yeah,
they were
crazy.
like 15-3 under him.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so that's good news. The other thing is just to circle back to what we were talking about in the first segment here, since we're doing a little Sixers talk now. So Adrian Wojnarowski's reporting that James Harden will opt in for the $47 million this year, and then they're going to extend him, not quite the max, but close. This is according to Woj, for 3 more, whatever. I mean, give me a freaking break here with this.
What's the max, like $50 million a year?
Yeah, you can, and he can get more because he is a Sixer. You know what I mean? As opposed to, with the Larry Bird rule and all. By the way, trying to dig real deep into everything that goes on with these NBA contracts, man,
it's crazy.
Your head will start spinning. All the mid-level exception and the Bird rule, and there's just other, like, everything is just craziness. But yeah, that's what it's looking like, and this is my worst case scenario. I mean, this is honestly the thing. If he would have opted out, he could have given them a bit of a financial discount. I don't know.
Now I will say
I'm
this:
lost for words.
From Harden's standpoint, if you were James Harden, wouldn't you do the exact same thing?
Yes.
I'm playing on one leg. We don't know if that hamstring at this stage of his career is ever going to be 100% again, because this has been something that has plagued him for the last couple of years. And somebody says I can opt in for $47 million.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't you do that?
Yeah. No. I never fault players for grabbing every penny they can grab.
Absolutely.
So this is not a knock on James Harden. This is where the organization has to have better discretion and understanding of what this guy. This isn't Harden. This isn't Houston Harden, as we like to say. Far from it. This is Philly Harden, who's a much different guy now. It's a mistake.
As your franchise player Joel Embiid said, we're going to have to get used to him being more of a facilitator than a scorer.
A lot of money for a facilitator.
I'm telling you, man.
Well, at least he could try to give us more like a CP3 type of game. If you're gonna be a facilitator, you gotta give me a little bit of scoring also.
Mm-hmm.
If CP3 can do it, he can do it also.
Yeah, but you know what, Barrett? He's not nearly as quick as CP3 off the dribble. See, that's a huge part of a game. He's not that quick. He's more methodical. He can't catch and shoot like CP3 can. He penetrates, but he's so slow going to the basket, it's almost hard to watch. CP3 can shake you and get to the basket still at 37 years of age. Two different types of players. When you watch James Harden go, when he drives to the basket, it's like, no. And he throws it up in the air.
What is that, Bounty cleanup commercial? Yeah. It's exactly what it is.
And then he throws his arm up every time like everyone's a foul. And the referees have caught on to this mess. Right. And they just look the other way now. So that takes away a significant part of his game.
Yeah.
CPA can kill you from the perimeter. Yeah. He can kill you off the screen. He can drive. He can penetrate. And he's older than Harden.
Yes, he is. He's about 5 years older than Harden.
Yeah, he's 37.
Yeah, I mean that's the other part of this, Barrett, is when the league changed the rules, he still thinks he's getting every call he used to get. You don't get those calls anymore, man.
No, not anymore.
And he's not even trying to score. He's sticking his head down, running into the defender, flailing, when ball goes anywhere, and thinking he's drawing a foul. And then he stands there and complains, and the other teams run down the other end, and it's 5-on-4.
It was going to be 5-on-4 anyways when he's down.
He wasn't getting back. He's not a sprinter. Yeah.
Right. But still, I don't understand at this point why he's so hell-bent on giving this guy an extension. I don't understand it. Well, you could give it a discounted rate. A discount of what? Yeah. Give us a discount. You know what I'm saying?
47 this year. And then again, according to Woj, James Harden is headed towards opting in to that $47 million player option, then extending perhaps as many as 2 more years at a significant number with the Sixers.
So
Likely
that's 50 and 50.
Well, he's saying short of a max. Here's what I would guess, guys. It would be opt in for this year, 2 more additionally at about 35. So it would be about 70 on the back end. So you're going to be paying this guy, you know, we do the quick math here, like $117 million over 3 years.
Whoa.
That's about what it's going to be in that neighborhood. If my math is right.
You didn't have to tell me that, Rob.
That's what it feels like, man.
Let me tell you something. You give me that kind of money, I'll play in Afghanistan. I'll play in Beirut. You can give me that kind of money.
And I wouldn't frail. I'd even play defense for that amount of money.
I might even try to play defense on one leg for that kind of money.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
47 million?
Yeah. Yeah. Not thrilled here, guys. I swear to you. And there's also it feels like he's just trying to run back the Rockets at this point. The old Rockets. He's going to get he's trying to get Eric Gordon. He's trying to get PJ Tucker. And I don't hate those moves, by the way. I mean, the Eric Gordon thing makes sense. He's 33, but he's got one. Basically, the way this works is he's got this year at 19.5.
Right.
And then it's a team option. The next year isn't even guaranteed. They can opt out. The team can opt out. That's a good deal. It's a 1-year deal.
No,
and then
you're right.
You know, but what we're hearing for Tucker is it would be in the neighborhood of like 3 years, $30 million for a guy who's 37.
That's not bad. But I tell you what, though. See, PJ Tucker, though, he showed you that he still got that it factor at 37 years old. PJ Tucker, you know what I equate him to? Alonzo in training days. He's just a bully. The dude's just a bully. Bully on the court.
No, I'm good, Derek, because they need that.
I would take PJ Tucker in a minute at 47 if he could still play.
Talked glowingly about him after they got eliminated.
Yes.
Like he said we need a guy like PJ Tucker. He said, no offense to the guys we have here. We need somebody like that from a toughness, rebounding, defensive standpoint.
Yes.
And he can hit that corner three.
Yeah, he's only 6'5", but he plays much bigger.
Oh, plays like he's 6'8".
Yes,
right, and he can guard guys on the wing.
Yes, he can get out on the wing and guard. He can shoot the three like Rob was talking about from the corner. He can get it. He can get in your psyche in terms of just mentally taking you out of your game. That's exactly the kind of player they need on this soft roster.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's a really big part of this, Derek. Like he's not going to show up on a stat sheet, but he will mess with other teams' minds. And he will intimidate, and he'll get you ticked off. He likes playing the bully, the villain. He's okay with that.
Yes,
I'm good. I love that kind of guy. You need a Rick Mahorn. I'm going old school here.
Yes.
You need that kind of dude, man.
Yeah, Bill Laimbeer, Rick Mahorn,
Draymond. Just if you want to go modern
Draymond
day,
Green.
you go Draymond, you go Marcus Smart, whatever. You need that type, and they don't have it.
Well, that's the type of player that we've been looking for the longest time. We just don't have it. You know, I mean, the closest thing we had was Butler.
Yeah, and you had a guy who wasn't that good in Mike Scott who could kind of do that kind of stuff, but he was nowhere near skilled enough.
Right. That's right. No,
exactly.
He's a fan of the people.
Yeah,
fan of the people.
He was good at getting under the other team's skin, but he just didn't bring enough to the table skill wise. And Tucker brings way more than that. And Gordon is a real good catch and shoot coming off screens.
Yes,
it's just a matter of him staying healthy. But if it's a 1-year deal, okay, I mean I can live with that. You're going to have to sign those two guys, or I'm sorry, one would be a trade, one would be a sign. Gordon would be a trade.
Or be a trade, yeah.
Yeah. To be able to do that, you're going to have to move Tobias Harris. I mean, you talk about 2 years. He's owed guys 2 years, almost 77 million. He's owed 76.9 over the last 2 years of that deal. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy to move him.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
I'm sorry, go ahead, Rob.
No, I'm just saying, like, that's sort of the grand plan here is, I think, like, bring those kind of guys in. I know, Barrett, you want to get into Beal, which we'll do in 1 second, but I think he wants to at least get those core guys in here because Gordon provides the shooting that you need. He could either come off the bench or be in your starting lineup. Tucker is rebounding, defense, and toughness, which you need all three of, and kind of go from there.
See, Daz is talking about try to find a way to steal Middleton from Milwaukee. Milwaukee and give
Chris Middleton. Yeah.
Look, see, this is here's another example. Now, this dude knows we're live on the air, and he's calling me again. Why would you be calling me while we're live on the air?
What's that say, Brandon Graham? We couldn't tell.
Brandon Graham.
Okay.
Should I take the call?
I would take it because if he's canceling or something worse, you want to talk to him. Yeah. So do your thing.
Hey, man, we're live on the air, man. What?
Here we go.
Fingers crossed. Are we good?
Okay, I'll have to send it again. Oh, check your spam mail.
All right, we're good. That means we're good. We'll take people behind the curtain a little bit here, Barrett, while Derek does his thing. So what happens oftentimes when we book guests is everything will be lined up. Xander sends the guest the link right before the show.
Yep.
In plenty of time, by the way. And then all of a sudden, Derek, so I'm just kind of taking people behind what happens a lot. So you'll get the panic text. You're getting a call in Brandon's case.
Right.
But I'll get like a panic text from whoever the guest is, like, I didn't get the link. And I'm like, all right.
That's exactly what he's saying. But what he
junk
said,
mail. Yeah.
Yep.
Spam,
he said Xander sent the email, but he said there's no link with the email. So Xander, can you send it again?
Yeah. So we get those all the time. So sometimes if you ever notice that we're looking at our phones, it's not because we're on TikTok.
Right.
It's that we're actually, like
talking to people.
trying to
get people going. Yeah.
Yeah. Trying to get it straightened out. Yeah.
Speaking of which, I need a vote from you guys. I just got a text from you guys remember Kim Stewart? We used to work with Kim Stewart at
Kim's
NBC.
great. Kim was great. Yeah.
Well, she basically works for Trent Cole now, and she texted me and said, "Hey, Trent Cole wants to know, do you want him to come on tomorrow to talk about his football camp for high schoolers?" And so I said, let me check with the guys. I said, we got people calling asking. That's 46 shows. We got people calling us, Rob, asking us, can we be on the show? What do you think? Yay or nay?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. For sure.
100%. I want to talk to Trent about how he would incorporate Hassan Reddick, among other things. Okay. So absolutely.
Right. So we got Trent Cole at 1:00 tomorrow.
Great. We got Rich Hoffman Jr. at 2 to talk hoops. Yeah. So great. And today
what we do. It's what we do, baby.
Yeah, and today we got Brandon Graham. Hopefully, everything goes well. Coming up.
Keep your fingers crossed.
I know. Oh, fingers, toes, whatever you got. He'll be coming up. Brandon will be at 1. Rich Gannon will be at 2. But all right, Barrett, I want to hit this because we were talking about this a little bit before the show. How does it? So with Bradley Beal, so the way from what we're hearing, okay, he's going to opt out, which will allow him to then sign a 5-year, $248 million deal with the Wizards. But you think that could mean a sign and trade potentially?
Absolutely. It'll be that's what I'm thinking. It'll be a sign and trade. Yes, he wants to be there, but it's just it's convenient for him if he didn't want to stay with them and keep his family there and play for the Sixers.
Right. Yeah, geographically, if anything's going to work, it's that, right? I mean, they're hands down the closest franchise to him.
So it just makes a lot of sense to me that they would do that. But it's all predicated upon them getting that contract off the books, man. How are we going to trade? How are we going to trade him? And I can't see Tobias Harris. To me, he's not worth the money he's getting paid. So nobody's going to take that on unless there's just a salary dump.
I'm with you, Barrett. I think if he was in the last year of the deal, then that's understandable. You send him to some team who's rebuilding, who just wants draft picks, who wants to just get salary cap off of their books. If it was the last year, 2 years left on this. I will give props to Daryl Morey if he can pull it off. I didn't think he was going to be able to trade Horford. Horford had crazy money still left on that contract, and he was able to move him.
Ooh, yeah.
So that was different though, because there was nothing. There was nobody in Oklahoma. Nobody.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
So that's how they got that. But this is totally different. Tobias Harris' contract is a monster. How do we get him off? Keith Pompey has said that there might be a 3-team trade with Matisse Thybulle, the number 23 pick,
right,
and Tobias Harris. But
look, there's no doubt that Matisse is the sweetener for all of this, because as much as we're frustrated that he has no offensive game whatsoever, there are teams that look at his defensive ability and just drool. They just drool over it. So I think if you threw him in there, this is how you potentially get. I'm not saying they're getting it done, but it's potentially how you could get it done.
There's something about as good of a scorer as Bradley Beal is. I don't want him here. It's something about it.
From out of nowhere, you just RKO'd me.
I know Barrett's big on getting him here, and I'm not saying he wouldn't be a good offensive fit, but they don't need just a scorer. You need more of a two-way player on this team. You got too many one-way players on this team as it is. And I love his scoring potential, But if you're gonna score a basket and give up 2 more baskets, it defeats the purpose.
Well, there's 2 things, right, Derek? 1, he doesn't defend, and 2, he misses. Like we talk about Embiid. I'll just go through the last 3 years. He's played. I know one of these was the bubble year, but he's played 57, 60, and 40.
Yep, there you go. That's all I need to hear.
A lot of missed time, man. He's only 28 too.
Yep.
Like
red flag.
That's gonna get worse as he gets older,
bro.
You know? He'll be 29. He'll be 29 in a couple days.
Red
all
flag.
I'm saying is this. All I'm saying is this. Use him for the next 2 years. You know what I'm saying? You have got to maximize Embiid's ability to be a dominant player right now. You have to, and he needs scoring. I mean, defense is cool, but we need scoring in the worst way. The worst way.
See,
so
I look at these. I look at the reason I say that, Barrett. I look at Boston. I look at Golden State. I look at Miami. I look at Milwaukee. I look at Phoenix. Those are a bunch of teams with interchangeable parts that can light it up on the offense and they can take your heart out on defense. And we always focus in on one player like a PJ Tucker or a Draymond Green. But those teams have players, multiple players, that can get in your jersey and disrupt you. You know, they got dudes flying all over the place, man. I'm tired of watching Sixer players let a dude off the dribble, get him on their hip, and it's over once they're gone. You know, I'm tired. It's too many Sixer players like that. Yeah. I want to see more interchangeable parts that can hurt you on both ends of the court.
Yeah,
one end.
You're right, Derek. And I'll tell you, you know, the other thing that and I love him, as great as Embiid is, the league is basically, the teams that are winning are doing it with like serviceable centers, not great centers, like Kevon, you know, Looney types and perimeter guys. And the Sixers just aren't built that way.
No.
I'm not saying you can't win it the other way, but it's just it's not where the league is anymore, man. It's much more of a wing league than it is a big league.
You know a team that really enjoy watching play? Memphis. Man, those dudes are they're flying up and down the court. Yeah. They're athletic. They can score. They can create turnovers. I just love watching this young Memphis team play, man. Now, I don't know if they'll ever win a championship, but they're an exciting team, and that's exactly the kind of team I'm talking about, man. They're flying. It's like all hell breaks loose with Memphis on both ends of the court.
Well, see, that's not something we'll be able to do here in Philly, though.
You might be right.
You know, because Embiid is not that. You know, the team is built around Embiid, and Embiid is not that guy that's going to get on the break and do all that. You know what I'm saying? You
have to give him floor spacers. You got to get shooters in here. It's one of the reasons I would like the Gordon move to happen. I just think, Barrett, that ticket that Beal's going to be making is insane. I don't know how the Sixers financially pull it off. That's just the problem. You know, it's just too much money.
It's all predicated on Tobias not being on the roster.
100%.
And the only way that I think that deal will get done is if you sweeten the pot up, and that'll have to be a Tyrese Maxey to bring in Bill.
If they bring in Bill, I expect Barrett to buy season tickets.
What?
If that's the case, bro, I'm walking straight across the hallway. I don't need. I work there, so I'll be making all those games.
He gets freebies in the suite, man. They put us in handcuffs, Derek, if we try to get in that suite now.
Hey, Rob.
There's signs up on the wall.
I'll walk right across the hallway.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, Rob, and we'll be right on his coattail, sneaking in right behind him.
Until the police go out like, hey.
I'll be in my disguise. Yeah, who's that guy? Who's the guy with the sunglasses?
Hey,
what?
Hey, Barrett, you get me in the game. I might even let you pull in the driveway and personally hand you the plate.
Exactly.
Instead of winging it in the window.
See, now you have some incentive, Barrett. We're going to make that happen, man. Oh, my God.
Oh, my goodness.
All right. Let's step away quickly here and let's get a little bit of an early break in because we're going to have Brandon Graham when we come back. So I'm looking forward to hitting everything with him, man. I mean, how the rehab's going, if there's any restrictions, what these new dudes have looked like. And I saw a picture today, Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown working out together. Did you guys see this picture?
No.
A.J. Brown is were A.J. Brown and DK Metcalf at Ole Miss together?
Yes.
Yep.
What was going on there? Whoever that weight coaches, I mean, holy God, man.
Right.
Yeah.
They are
I'm telling you,
tanks.
man.
It's amazing. Ay, ay, ay. All right. So
Yeah.
we'll dig into that when we get back, and we'll talk to Brandon coming up at 2:00. It'll be Rich Gannon as well. Don't go anywhere. Barrett Brooks, Derek Gunn. I am Rob Ellis. All right. So finances, and we're all struggling to make ends meet. We're all struggling to survive in this day and age, man. So you want to make sure you're doing the right thing with that hard-earned money that you are making. And I found the right person to invest with, to explain how it all works, and that's Jim Murray of Principal Financial Group. I can tell you from personal experience that I trust him with my own finances. For you, whether it's retirement planning, 401k review, insurance review, if you have a small business and you need help with employee benefits, that's another resource that Jim can help you with. I have personally, in leaving other situations, I need to roll some stuff over, and I wasn't sure exactly how all that worked. He explained it. I use him for an IRA, for a 401k rollover. I couldn't be happier. And he's also just a great sounding board as well. Give him a call, 610-996-4751, 610-996-4751, or you can email him at Murray, MURRAY.Jim@principal.com.
Action News at 11 with Rick Williams. It's the team you trust to bring it all together. The stories that impact your community, a sports roundup for the locals, and the AccuWeather forecast you depend on. Action News at 11 with Rick Williams.
All right, did you know I was the mommy slam dunk champion?
Really?
Yes, really don't sound so surprised.
Let's see it.
Oh, you're ready. All right, here we go. Let's hear the crowd. So go to right, I go to left, fake a mom. Mama go up, up, up.
She did it.
Again?
You can't avoid gravity, but United Healthcare can help you avoid financial surprises by helping you compare costs and doctor quality ratings. United Healthcare.
Uh-huh.
Field of life, First Trust Bank is there for you.
Champions on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Because Philadelphia dreams deserve a Philadelphia bank.
Go for the midnight dares. Go for the game. Go for the hits. Go for the fans. Go for the win. Go to Ocean Casino Resort. Book your trip at theoceanac.com.
All right, welcome back, everybody. We are Sports Take, JAKIB Sports YouTube Network. I am Rob Ellis, along with Derek Gunn and Barrett Brooks, and we bring on our guy. He last joined us in our first week.
Oh, yeah, baby.
We're now veterans, just like Brandon is, the one and only Brandon Graham. What's up, EG?
Man, how y'all doing? Feeling good.
Living the dream, baby.
We're good, man. You brighten up any day, man. So we're happy to have you. That's for. I told these guys yesterday. So the organization puts out these great little videos when they sign somebody new or they make a trade. Those guys pulling up at the facility and kind of getting the tour and all that stuff. And I swear, man, every time they go past the weight room, you're in there working, man, and you give whoever it is like a big hug and all that. But like it's real. Like you are there every day working your tail off, man. There's no doubt about that.
Man, I'm enjoying. If this potentially is my last year here, I'm enjoying every day, man. I'm not rushing nothing. I'm not in no rush to get out the building. I'm just, how like when you at the end of your career and you don't know what's next, it's like, what? I'm just holding on to it every day, because last year I didn't get a chance to, finish out the season, and it just put a lot of stuff in perspective. I was happy to spend time with the family and do all that stuff, but now it's time to get back to football.
Yeah, baby.
That's what it is, BJ. You know what? That's good that you're doing that, because it wasn't until like my last 2 years of my career that I thought about, man, all the great athletes I played against, I never got a picture with them, an autograph. Mr. White, Reggie White. I remember I was on the field and we were playing Oakland, and Jerry Rice is on the field, and I'm looking at him, and I'm like, man, I should go up and ask him for a picture. And I regret not doing that, because all the memories that I could have had with players that I played with and against, and it was mind-boggling the amount of talent that I played against, and it was on the same field with, bro.
I feel you, man. I feel like I don't have no Vic jersey, no nothing. Like, I played with Vic for all them years and didn't even go up to him and say, hey, man, let's take a picture. At least every year.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I'm doing that this year. I'm hitting up like, hey, man, can I get your jersey after this? Can I get your jersey?
Right. So, I mean, because, I mean, at the end of the day, bro, it's something that, you regret not doing it, man. So, my last year, I got a Troy Polamalu jersey, a Joey Porter, I got Jerome Bettis. I mean, I got a bunch of guys on that. James Harrison. I got all those guys from the team, but I didn't get any of them from other teams, and I regret that. I do regret it.
Well, I'm glad you told me, because I mean, I know I missed some, but I got another year to at least make up for some loss.
There you go. There you go.
Hey, BG, we had Vinny Curry on the show Monday, and he talked about how when he was with you, he said Brandon Graham is one of the strongest dudes I have ever seen. He accidentally leaked something, and we asked him about it, and he was a little sheepish about it. He said your nickname was Husky?
Oh, yeah. When I was a big boy, they called me Husky. You know who gave me that? Washburn. Washburn gave me that.
Wow.
And everybody been saying that. Like Daryl Tapp used to say it all the time. What up, Hus? What up, Hus? So that kind of stuck with us, because Vinny, that was his first year when Wash was here, and boy, going through that, what he went through, man. I mean, I'll take my hat off to him, because that boy worked his butt off to get where he at right now, for real.
Yeah, some serious stuff he overcame, the last year or so. But that's when you've been around a little while, Brandon. When you're being coached now by the son of the guy who you used to be coached by.
Yeah,
that defensive line. How about that, man?
Man. And the crazy, man, is like, wow. Some people say they age and when they were born. I'm like, ooh.
Right.
You hear somebody say I was born in 2000. This, I'm like, what? 2000? What?
BG, we were at that baseball game. First of all, I was the only retired player there. Second of all, I was really the only offensive lineman. I was the only offensive lineman there. But then I looked around, like I went up to a couple guys. I'm asking, like Smitty, bro. Mm-hmm. Smitty he was a twinkle in his pop's eye when I got drafted, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's like crazy. I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah.
When I got in the league, they weren't even born yet. So here we are, I'm covered. I'm like, and of course, they thought I'm going out there. I made it look good. Like I'm going out there swinging the bat and everything, the home run derby. All of a sudden, got time to play. I'm like, oh.
No.
So what I do?
I let the young boys do what they gonna do.
That's where you got to coach, Barrett. Become a coach, man.
I'm like, I got business on the field for real.
How'd you do, Brandon? Did you jack any there? How'd you do?
I got close to one home run in the home run derby, and then the game, I just kind of let them boys. I went out one time, tried to hit. I didn't smack nothing, so I was like, you know what? I just sat around, wave, sign autographs, have some fun, and then I didn't want to. You know how I go. You didn't want to be silly. I didn't want to be silly.
I got you.
Hey man, when we had you on the show the first week of our show, you were just oozing with enthusiasm, talking about how I can't wait to get back on the field. I can't wait to do that. And then you said, Lane Johnson is the first guy I'm going after. So we had Lane on a few weeks after that, and Lane's just cracking up, and he just gave you glowing reviews about just what kind of player you are. Did you get him? Did you get him when you got out on the field?
Oh man, well we don't go against each other yet. He knows training camp coming up. Training camp coming up. And you know what? He the first victim because he the first person I'm going against. But he know what's up. We sharpen each other. That's all I mean. And I'm just hyped. Man, I'm telling you, I just feel so good. I feel like myself. How I felt last year, I feel like that again this year.
Wow. And
man, I just can't wait to just go do it, man. You know how it is. And we got a team too. We got another corner on the other side. Yeah. We got linebackers, boy. Ooh. I'm taking full advantage of this, man. One day at a time. Just enjoying it.
That's a great segue, man, because I need a little scouting report because the last time we talked, you guys hadn't made all the moves yet that you made, okay?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So give us a little thumbnail sketch on some of these guys, man. I mean, you got Jordan Davis, the monster out of Georgia. You get his running mate, Nakobe Dean. You got Kaiser White. You got Bradbury. Give us a little bit of what these guys are looking like. I know it was only OTAs, but what they're looking like.
Well, that boy Jordan is as advertised. I mean, that boy came in, the numbers that he's doing, like, because we do a lot of stuff, and they check your numbers on a lot of stuff, and that boy Jordan don't even know how strong he really is for real. He just be out there playing and don't even look like he trying some of the stuff. I just can't wait to see how all of them get off blocks. That's my biggest thing because Nakobe look good. I know he's learning the defense. That's a big position, being back there at the linebacker. If he's gonna be in and out, he got to know what to do. I know that's gonna be. I feel like he's done a great job, but I'm just saying, I'm just thinking of coming in as a rookie. That's what I'm gonna see in training camp. Like, do we make mistakes? Do all that little stuff? Because you see everybody doing good right now, learning this stuff, and I feel like everybody did exactly what they were supposed to do. Even in 7-on-7, I seen guys making plays like him. You seen Bradbury catch a pick, to the crib a couple times, and it's just you see people competing, Slay catching picks. It's like once you add that line in there, we stop that run like I know we will. Ooh, Kaiser White, he out there. I love him just being there because I feel like he keep a lot, like his personality is really good with in the room, and he's kind of that guy that people going to right now. So you just starting to see the dynamics of everything. Even AJ, man, you see that boy, like you said, that picture, that boy look good.
Ooh.
I seen him when he was hitting. I was like, I ain't never really paid attention to him too much. That boy,
he is jacked, man.
He is. His shoulders, it's just like I can't even explain it. That boy look like he gonna be bullying some people out there this year.
It's funny. It's funny, man, that you say that, man. Not to give up me, because I see the game plan. I see what this defense, what the potential is, man. But I just first down was always you guys' Achilles heel last year. Last year they couldn't stop it on first down, so then you have 2nd and 2, 3rd and 2, and that makes your offensive playbook, go from this to this when you have that shorter distance to do. I believe now with that, I think you guys are gonna run a 50 front, nose with the 2 defensive tackles over the guards, and then you outside, and then Hassan Reddick outside. How do you block that as an offensive unit? That's
look,
to me.
look at him.
Not to give up y'all game plan, but damn, I'm just trying to think. How do you stop? Because you have to, as a unit, you have to block that man. You have to block it man up, because if you don't, if you slide the protection, that means you're going to leave you on a running back or Reddick on a running back, and that's bad football any way you look at it, bro. So it's going to be hard, man, for teams to really learn how to really block you guys, because those multiple fronts, man, it's gonna be hurting a lot of people, bro. A lot of people.
I see how we training already, and I like how just even Hassan came in. I mean, how he worked. We had Sweaty J. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's we got a lot of depth. That I'm just like, man, let me pour into these guys, man, because I know for me, I just want to see us win. I know if we all win, then everybody gonna win, and so I just try to keep on sharpening the younger guys, trying to let them play faster by just helping them with certain things. And they always ask me what I see on certain stuff and how I play fast. I'm like, first, you need to know what you're doing so that you ain't got to worry about the plays of what he calling. It's just more about now you can find them little details of what you've seen on film, film study, making sure that you in the best shape that you can be in so that you can go hard every play, because that ain't gonna matter if you out there tired. So
that's a jewel right there. I mean, just people don't understand. That's a jewel right there. You said the ability to go hard, because when you're tired, it makes a coward out of everybody. Fatigue makes a coward out of everybody. And the way you train, I say you train so hard, man, not because you want to go every play is hard, but you want to talk trash to people while you're doing it. You got to be in shape to do that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You got to be in shape.
You better be quiet. You're going to be too worried about trying to not be on your back. You don't want to talk no more.
Hey, BG, when you look at all the interchangeable parts that you guys have now in defense, you got the DNs that can play over the tackles now. You got the D tackles that can move to the outside. You got a much better crop of linebackers. You have more depth now on paper from what it seems. What if your numbers are reduced in terms of the amount of snaps? Would that bother you if it preserves you and makes you fresher at the end of a game?
Man, what we just said right there, I'm like, I don't care if it's 10 plays. Them going to be 10 hard ass plays that you're going to see. BG at least get 2 of them things out of, you know what I'm saying? I can really run to the ball. Like, you know what I'm saying? But no, I talked to the wife and I told her, I was like, this is going to be one of them years where I feel like whatever role they give me, I'm just going to maximize it. And it don't matter. Like, because I feel like last year, I didn't expect a lot of stuff to happen to me. And a lot of guys just were put in a position that they – some was ready for, some wasn't. You know what I'm saying? But I just feel like I'm gonna be ready for whatever, and I'm gonna maximize whatever role it is, and just and keep helping the guys that's in front of me if that's gonna be the case. But I ain't gonna make it easy. Of course, training camp, you gotta have that longevity. You know what I'm saying? You better keep yourself together, being able to practice, because I'm gonna be on your. You know what I'm saying? Because it means that much. It means that much, and I know what I put in every week, and it's gonna be just strictly competition, because it's all love at the end of the day. Like, I know how to separate the two. It's like, look, some people don't, some people do, but I feel like I always come, from a loving place, other than, combative, like, man, or how people can start acting funny.
Yep.
And I try to address that. Like, if I start to feel like that they acting funny to me and I'm not even acting funny, because people could feel like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yep,
like,
absolutely.
Head about it. And so I just keep on trying to drop jewels on people, help them in their game, because I know if they sharp, I'm like, that's only gonna help me, So I think, man, I thought about it. I'm like, I'm 34, but I don't feel like I'm 34. But I know my roles don't change, because the young boys they planning for the future, and so whatever role that is, man, just know I'm ready.
I got to ask you, because a lot of people were, and you had a unique view last year, Brand. Unfortunately, you got hurt, but you kind of like watching it from our eyes a little bit, having not, been in the games as much, but from being there in camp and being around it. So I guess long story short, when it comes to Jonathan Gannon, do you see him having a much more aggressive approach this year than what he had last year because of the different personnel?
I think it's more comfort level too of everybody, knowing each other, knowing what he expects from us, and knowing how he is in pressure situations. Because it was a couple of times last year where he was getting dogged, but then he made up for a lot of time. Like, how he bounced back is what people like to see. People like to see, do you fold? Do you change who you are as a coach sometimes and start to yelling and doing all the other stuff that you don't normally do? I think he stayed the same. He stayed who he was. He might have listened to the media a little bit because they was on him about being more aggressive, and he did that. But I feel like man, the pieces that he asked for, because I feel like how we let them guys get them pieces that they needed to get their job done, and how did a great job, and that's going to be big this year for us, and it's all on him on the game plan, and it's on us to carry it out. You know how it goes. That's our role, is to carry out the game plan, whatever the call is, even if we don't like it. Sometimes it's like, if we all on the same page, then something gonna happen.
BJ, you've always had this unbelievable outlook on your career and life. And I've covered this game for over 4 decades, and that's a rare treasure. Where did you get that from? Because I have said from one mountaintop to another mountaintop, when you look at a Brandon Graham, he talks to everybody. You never see him without a smile on his face. He is one of the most positive people that I've ever met in covering professional sports. And he just rubs off on everybody. And even people who are intimidated, like the casual fan standing on the sideline and just wanted to say hi to Brandon Graham, you make a U-turn, you walk over, you shake hands, you engage people, you make people's day in a lot of ways. Where did that come from?
You know what? I feel like that built up over time because I used to, in the beginning, man, I ain't like it here. I mean, and I used to hide. I used to be sitting around and be eating my food and playing my game and doing my little stuff. But you know what? When I got a wife, man, my wife really, helped me in a lot of ways. And I feel like just the conversations we done had, the people that I had, like T. Cole, them, JP, them, when I was going through all that stuff I was going through with the Eagles when I got hurt my first couple years, I think it was just more about I'm a fight back. And I was like, when I can fight back, people gonna eat them words that they was talking. And so as I was fighting back, I started to try to act like, man, don't mess with me now. No, don't talk to me now. But I was like, you know what? I'm gonna be bigger than that. And it was just something that just started clicking to just stay positive through it all because you done been through the worst that you've never probably been through right now in life. At this point in my life, that was the worst thing I could have did, get hurt as a first rounder and then be called a bust. And it was like you got to live with that for a minute and hoping that you got time to fight back if the team don't cut you. And so I think as I continue to mature, I matured into this role. And, I feel like God helped me in that too because it was some dark days during that time, and I didn't know until I got out of it. And once I started being a bigger person about a lot of stuff, man, that changed my whole outlook on a lot of things. So even now, man, like I try to tell the boys, like man, try not to worry about what they doing upstairs because at the end of the day, they gonna do what they gonna do. But you gotta make it hard for them.
That's
like go out there today and okay, I heard you talking stuff. Yeah, that's how you feel about me. All right, I'm gonna show you. You know what I'm saying? And flip it. And it's just your mindset. It's just a mindset that you got to develop. And even during them times where I got hurt last year, I'm like, all these guys I done talked to during them times where they got hurt and tell them it's going to be all right. It's light at the end of that tunnel. I was telling myself the same thing when I figured like, dang, it's something that's serious because in the back of my foot it's already numb. I'm like, dang, this what Achilles tear might feel like. And once I started playing with it, it was like, dang, because it was a funny little feeling. And I was like, man, you know what? I get to spend time with my kids now. I did say I wanted to do that more. I wanted to do that stuff. I'm like, okay, you know what? It's like the end of that tunnel. But how I felt that, man, I was like, how I was feeling at that time. Yeah. I was like, you know what? You never know what's on the other side of it. And I'm here right now where it's like I got another opportunity. This is my last year on my deal. They're going to honor me for this year. And whatever role it is, just enjoy it because, man, you ain't had football last year. You got to spend your time with the kids. And you still got one year left of the football if that's what you choose to do. And I'm like, man, I'm about to enjoy it. And so, yeah, man, I developed that over time, I felt, as I matured and started to let a lot of stuff go.
Bro, I remember back in the days because I remember it was a bunch of rioters and stuff like, he blocked me. And he said, oh, yeah, I remember he's put on, oh, yeah, I'm about to have a block party.
I was blocking everybody.
You're looking at one of them.
I'm like, man, you got me on Twitter. They would have got me on Twitter with some tweets.
No, Brandon, I don't know if you remember this.
Rob, he blocked you? He blocked you?
No, let me tell you the story.
What?
So Brandon used to come on Breakfast on Broad, right? So I was already blocked. So we had an unblocking ceremony where Brandon unblocked me on Breakfast on Broad. It was great.
I got a block party.
You know what it was though? I'm like, if anybody likes something that they said about me, I'm blocking them.
I honestly don't think I ever even ripped you. I don't know. I didn't even know what I did. I'm like, damn, what did I do?
but you know, when I was just in one of them places where it's like, man, I wasn't mature enough. I would type my name and see who all saying it. They ain't at me, but they pick my name.
Yeah,
and I'm like, block them. Oh, they said something.
I'm surprised he never blocked me.
No. Now people got mad because people when it first started, I can remember I used to come and said, BG, I thought D Gun was your boy, man. Man,
you dirty dog. You dirty dog.
This for a full year, D Gun did not know why you kept saying, "Hey, wrong again, D Gun." Because I kept telling
dirty dog.
I kept telling, "Hey, man, BG, I thought D Gun was your guy, man. He keep on, man. He better get y'all again, man." He said the Chargers are gonna win, man. He better get you again. So I kept telling him that, and he kept saying, "You wrong again, D Gun." So finally, you just asked him after a year. You like, why you keep saying I'm wrong? Barrett told me you always picking somebody. You ain't never picking us. Barrett said,
talking that stuff.
Hey, BG, I tell you what's the funny thing, and I mentioned it on one of our shows a few weeks ago. The funniest aspect about the "you wrong again" D Gun was during preseason games, they would get sideline shots. You'd be standing up on the bench talking about where D Gun at, and your teammates would be looking at like, what the heck is D Gun? What are you talking about? And I'd be sitting up in the press box because they would show them sideline shots, and I'd be sitting going, this dude is off his rocker, man. Something's wrong with this dude, man. I was dying laughing,
for a
man.
full year, he did not know what we were talking about. I said, man, I don't know why D Gun keep picking against you, bro. I thought he was your boy, man. He keep on picking against you, bro.
Yeah, he finally admitted, like,
I didn't admit nothing. I didn't admit nothing.
I gotta be real.
Hey, Brandon, do you know people still to this day, whether it's on Twitter or Facebook or when I'm talking to people in public, they still go back to, man, that time you were with BG in the tunnel up in the Meadowlands, and that dude had the nerve to walk by in that leather cowboy jacket, and BG stopped talking and said, hey, man, I know you feeling bad. Dude, that's one of the few times I lost it. I lost it on TV. I didn't know what to say. I'm crying laughing, man.
That was a cool moment right there. I said, he's sad.
I know you sad. I'm like, what are you talking about? I turned around and I said, oh, man. No.
He had the whole old school boy on.
Yeah, man.
Leather boy.
Oh my goodness, dude!
I think Derek should wear that for one of our shows.
No. He rips me enough as it is. I ain't doing it.
So, Brad, I got a question. I hope you play for 10 more years, man. I hope it's here. I sincerely mean that. But when it does come to an end,
3 more seasons.
Yeah, I hear you. All right, 3 more is good. 3 more is good. But when it does come to an end, you're going to have great options that a lot of guys don't. And a lot of people ask me all the time, Brandon going to coach or Brandon going to go into the media? So I'll ask you, are you leaning either way when it's over?
I'm leaning either. I'm going to have fun. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll be talking to the wife about a lot of stuff, and that, I can always, I look at it like I love football, but I'm not going to try nothing different if I don't try nothing different. You know what I'm saying? And so I know I can always fall back on it. And so that's how I look at it now. Even if I don't start it right away, because if it's something that wowed me with football, then I might, you know what I'm saying, just really, do that. But, right now I've been thinking about just other things like that's on the table. And it's just like, you know what? We'll see. I just enjoy that I have options, and I really try to be considerate of it all, because, man, I'm very fortunate to be able to even be in this position. And so I just try to make sure I keep enjoying life, man, enjoying what's in front of me right now, and that's football. And I know that whatever feels good at that time, that's what I'm gonna do. But I do want to test myself to see. I kind of want to go back to school, finish up my credits, and then being done with that. Because wifey want to put that up on the board right here. I got all this other stuff, but that's the one that means something, because that's hers right there. You know what I'm saying? She got 3 of them. So it's just like,
she's a doctor, right?
Well, no, a lawyer.
A lawyer, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, man, it's just trying to take care of some stuff. Now that I'm gonna have that time, and then see what happens. But I do love this though. She already say I be talking too much anyway, so I know I'm always trying to convince her or something.
Hey, BG, let's say I don't even want to engage this, but let's say this were to be your last year in the Philadelphia Eagles uniform. Would you consider playing for another team?
You know what? I would, but it'll only be probably for a year.
Okay.
I'll probably do that because the kids kind of together right now and they settled. So that always, I know that they probably wouldn't up and leave right away with me. And so being away from them and family, that would only probably last a year. See how it works out. Whereas,
right.
But I'll probably end up playing 14 instead of 15. But my goal is to try to finish on 15 if I could.
Okay.
Here as an
15.
15.
I stole for 12.
Hey, you know what? I'm trying to make all I can too.
Don't blame you one bit for that, man.
Hey, if they still giving, I'm gonna take it too.
Amen.
Hey, remember we was in the hallway when the dugout, we going on the field, and what Slay say, hey man, shoot, I'm trying to play as long as I can.
Yep.
We all got 30 mil in the bank.
Yeah.
Being real, don't we? I'm like, no.
Who's we?
I said, no, we don't. I said, no, we don't.
Like you would have got it if you was around this time.
You ain't never lied, bro.
Money
Big V got 50 for 5.
Yeah.
That boy, I was good for him.
Yeah.
Got that. Cause boy, I was like, man, that Super Bowl, that's why I tell people, man, you win the Super Bowl. Some people still living off that thing right now.
Yeah.
In the league when they should be out of it, but we just gotta know what you know.
Yep. That's why I played for as long as I played.
Amen.
I'm still eating off it right now, talking to you.
I know, for real, because you can relate. You know what I'm saying? And some people, they didn't play 15 years and they never win. So it's like, I'm just so thankful to get that one, man. I'm hoping to get this second because, boy, this team already looking special, But once I see how we get off blocks, then I know, and how we handle a little adversity, then I really know.
I was going to ask you that, Brand, on paper. I know it's on paper. I get it. But, you have a sense. You've been doing this long enough and around it long enough going into a season. Like, you feel like this is you're in pretty good shape here going into this year.
Then just to see Jalen, because we were doing 7-on-7, and so I had to do something too because we moving around trying to learn the outside linebacker position, and it's just cool to just see how he just like getting rid of that ball, like you know what I'm saying, like how he even made that jump, and I feel like even during the offseason now, that picture of him working out with the guys, I'm sure Devontae on his way and other guys on their way to work together. They got it all planned out. But yeah, man, I really do feel like that boy Jalen gonna take that next step. He gonna lead this team to victory for sure.
To be honest, I don't ever see you coaching. I don't ever see you coaching because it requires too much of your time. And I know how you love your family and being around the kids. And you're a big kid at heart, and your wife loves having you at home, even though she tells you to be quiet every now and then. But I don't see you coaching because from 6 in the morning to 9 or 10 o'clock at night, I don't think that's you at all, to be honest.
Well, you know what? I get my work in now. Like I'm an early riser, so I'm always in there around 6:30 anyway. Right. Because I just hate having to move too fast in the morning when I could have just eased into everything. Yep. So I get there, I get in the steam room, the hot tub, take a shower, put my clothes on. As soon as I'm doing that, I'm getting my food. That's my schedule every day. Hot tub, steam room, you know what I'm saying? Cold tub sometimes if I'm sleeping, just to jump in there real quick. But yeah, man, you got to get that regimen that work for you. And wifey know the schedule during the season. I mean, I try to help the best I can, but this the grind mode. When I come home, I promise I put the kids to bed, do all that stuff. That's easy. But, just know that I'm dead if you're trying to watch a show with me. I'll be ready tomorrow. I'm trying to stay up and, I might rub your feet for about a good 10 minutes, 15 minutes. I start doing this. Like clockwork, though. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
You get so regimented, man. It's just like boom, 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 boom.
Yep.
You can't get past it, man.
Yeah, well, it's worked pretty good for you, man.
All days I'm working, I'm going to play with the kids somewhere. We're going to the park. I'm riding in my little go-kart or something like that. Just something. Trying to just manage your time the best you can. Then having time to look at film, making sure that you getting ahead of the next week. And I think I found a great balance because just communicating with the wife, and whenever she need me to just stop everything and do something, then I try to do that ASAP so I can get back to what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you know how I go. It's a grind every day. In the marriage, the game, but you just got to make sure you prioritize what you want to give back in a good way. You know what I'm saying?
Right, exactly,
man.
exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Yeah, Brandon. Well said, man. Well said. Listen, Brandon, awesome, dude. Thanks for hanging out for a couple minutes. We appreciate it.
You, bro.
Yeah, and we can't wait, just like you can't for camp, man. Can't wait.
Yeah, I can't wait. It's gonna. I'm over here just like just relax, enjoy working out, grind right now, because that's gonna be there. Because when camp comes, you walking around like a zombie, you tired. You know how it go. Camp is camp. But I am gonna be happy to see like all the fans around, like back to like kind of some type of normal of just having the fans around and us, really working together and playing against Miami and Cleveland, going to there. I love playing joint practice because it just brings the best out of you and see where you really at. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. He got me in trouble the year before last. I couldn't go to camp because, when I go to camp, I'm talking to them guys, like because we're friends.
Yeah.
But other media guys got mad because I'm talking to them. I'm not talking to them like in the media sense. I'm talking to them like this is brotherhood. But they got mad, so they's like, look, you can't come because the other media people get mad because you're getting. I'm not interviewing these guys. I'm talking to them. You don't see a camera or anything else. But they got mad for real, man. It told me I can't come anymore. So I couldn't come. Yeah, I couldn't come, man. In that capacity. Yeah, if I come, I gotta be alumni. That's the only way I can come now.
Wow.
Yeah, dog. They got me.
Okay, so they don't know, like as a player, that's me. That's talking about me in the media. They going to talk to players like me. I like to talk, but you right, like, dang, that's kind of crazy. But
it is messed up, man, because it's especially when Jalen came over talking to me, they said you can't come. Like, dude, I'm not talking to them about anything football related. I'm talking to them about next time, they do something with their kids or something like that. This isn't me interviewing them. Well, everybody's getting mad, so the other media people. So, yeah, they hated on me, bro.
Because you know what? It's such a competitive sport in y'all field, too. So,
yeah.
That was the first thing they told me when I got here. Like, man, this media is nothing like you ever had. So, that's why I came in and dapped everybody up. Hey, it's all love. It's all love.
For sure.
They start blocking people.
I know. Look too. Hey, Les Bowen got it the worst. He was the first one. I twice because he had probably two. I seen somebody trying to be Les Bowen on another page. I'm like,
oh my God.
Appreciate you, bro, man.
Brandon, thanks, man. Appreciate
you, bro. I appreciate you, man.
All right, be good. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks, Brandon. Boy. Les got it twice.
Man.
Yeah, I was a part of the block party. I was there.
Rob, the nicest guy on the planet, man. How in the world you get blocked?
I honestly was like, I forget what happened one day, and I went to look him up, and it's like, you blocked by that. And look, I'm not afraid of a block. Like, if somebody's a knucklehead to me, I'll block him. But I'm like, what did I do to Brandon to get blocked? He was just taking everybody out. He was taking waves of people.
Dude, he was averaging like 50 people.
Easily. He was like you guys in your bug zapper guns. I mean, he was just going straight across. But yeah, we had a whole ceremony to unblock me on Breakfast on Broad. But yeah, go ahead, Gary.
Speaking of the bug zapper, dude, I told you, man, I'm going to buy some more. I got to do it.
God.
I got to do it, man. Hey, look, man. I tell you what, too many flies. I don't know why God created flies, but I got to do it.
You know what's pissing me off?
What?
Flies don't come in my house anymore.
They don't?
No, since I got the bug zapper, they're all gone.
You know what? It's like buying a snowblower. Then you don't get snow.
exactly what it is. I went out looking for. I actually went out last night and turned the lights on in the backyard just so I could shoot bugs.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yeah, so because it was dark and the bugs coming to the light, and I went out in the backyard. I was shooting the bugs in the light.
Dude, when I go outside the grill, flies come from everywhere, and I welcome it now. I'm serious, man. I'm like Arnold Schwarzenegger in the Terminator, dude. I'm lighting them up, dude. I got little blood spots everywhere, all over the back.
You guys are psychos, man.
I'm talking, dude. Hey, let me tell you something.
Oh my god.
See, I know you're talking. Kevin Savard talking about the tennis rackets. Nah, dude, that's not fun. I can mess around and break my rotator cuff.
Yeah, exactly.
When this man crap here, I'm locking and loading, Jack. I'm like, and I'm gonna be two-fisted now. Doosh, doosh, doosh. You think I'm kidding? Oh my goodness! You just wait.
All right, so 2:00, Rich Gannon will be hopping on with us. We'll talk some more. I can't wait to get his take on Jalen Hurts, because there were some of the similar knocks on Jalen. Rich used to get the same thing, and the guy turned into an MVP. I'm just saying. So we'll dig into that with Rich a lot. Yeah. What's up?
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Xander just said they've released a hand pistol gun zapper.
Oh God. Xander,
are you serious?
He's going to be distracted the rest of the show now, man.
Are you serious? They got a pistol?
Oh, no.
I got to look it up.
Barry, look it up, bro. Because I tell you what, I'm going to Cabela as soon as the show over. I'm going to Cabela.
All right, I'll give you guys a minute to calm down and look at it. So check that out. We got Rich at 2. We'll talk a little Phils when we get back, and we got a lot of things to dig into. Roger Goodell's essentially giving testimony, and they're just butchering him.
Are they really?
Oh yeah, about Daniel Snyder and a bunch of other stuff. So we'll get into that too as well in the open talk segment. We got a lot of ground to cover, that's for sure. Barrett Brooks, Derek Gunn, I'm Rob Ellis. We're Sports Take, JAKIB Sports YouTube Network. All right, let me tell you about Pro Action Restoration. Not sure what that is? Well, listen, if you get a home or a business or you name it, any kind of property, and you have water damage, you have, God forbid, a fire, smoke or mold damage to your property, you're not really sure what to do, right? Or who can help you? Well, Pro Action is on call 24/7, and they can help you. I went through it. I called them. They got to my parents' house quickly. They cleaned up what was a pretty big mess. They had water damage in their basement, a finished basement. They got over there. They cleaned it up. The crew was professional. They were clean, and the price was very reasonable. Keep in mind as well, they are licensed, bonded, fully insured. They've been serving the tri-state area for more than 2 decades. Pro Action will work in conjunction with your insurance company as well. Again, whether that's water, fire, smoke, mold remediation. If you're not really sure, if you have some kind of issue, you can call them and ask them if they can come out and help you. And you do that by giving them a call at 610-623-3760. That's 610-623-3760. Or you can reach out online at proactionrestoration.com. That's proactionrestoration.com.
News at 11 with Rick Williams. It's the team you trust to bring it all together. The stories that impact your community. A sports roundup for the locals. And the AccuWeather forecast you depend on. Action News at 11 with Rick Williams.
All right, did you know I was the mommy slam dunk champion?
Really?
Yes, really don't sound so surprised.
Let's see it.
Oh, you're ready. All right, here we go. Let's hear the crowd. So go to right, go to left, fake a mom. Mama, go up, mama!
She did it.
Again?
You can't avoid gravity, but United Healthcare can help you avoid financial surprises by helping you compare costs and doctor quality ratings. United Healthcare.
Uh-huh.
field of life, First Trust Bank is there for you.
Champions on three. 1, 2, 3.
Because Philadelphia dreams deserve a Philadelphia bank.
Go for the midnight dares. Go for the game. Go for the hits. Go for the fans. Go for the win. Go to Ocean Casino Resort. Book your trip at theoceanac.com.
All right, welcome back in, everybody. He is Derek Gunn. He is Barrett Brooks. I am Rob Ellis, and we are Sports Take, JAKIB Sports YouTube Network. We have Rich Gannon coming up in about 20 minutes. He'll be joining us. We talked a lot of Eagles in our previous segment with Brandon Graham. Again, if you missed any of that, you can always go to jakibsports.com or our JAKIB Sports YouTube network and check out the entirety. We podcast all of our interviews, so you can always go back and check that. Program reminder tomorrow, we're going to have Trent Cole, former Eagle defensive end, at 1 o'clock, and then Rich Hoffman Jr. is going to join us at 2 to talk Sixers and NBA draft, as there is a lot of smoke, man. There's a lot of stuff going around about what's going to be happening come draft night with the Sixers and with other teams as well. It's going to be pretty wild, I think. Barrett's battling the allergies today, man. I give him props for being a gamer and hanging in there, man. This is it's impressive work out of Barrett. Good work out of you, man.
Appreciate it, man. This is crazy.
I see you sneezing, man. I know it's tough. That's the great advantage of when you're doing radio is nobody sees anything. Like you can go there looking, just like a total mess. You can hit mute on the mic and cough and sneeze and wheeze and all that. But when you're on TV or when you're streaming, man, you got a sneeze coming or you got something else going, you got a burp or fart or God knows what.
Right. I mean,
it's real
out in front of everybody.
Yeah, man.
Everybody sees it.
There's no hiding. There is no hiding. And Derek, another violation. What is happening with you, man?
Ooh.
What is going on here? You can't.
I know,
you
man.
can't rip Barrett anymore.
You're right.
I can't.
I can't. I apologize, Mr. Brooks, for my past transgressions. I'm sorry.
You can't even say it right. You don't even believe none of you just said, man.
I do, man. I'm trying to be sincere, which is hard for me to do right now, but I'm trying.
So did you get a chance to check out the pistol? Everybody's wondering during the break what's going on.
I can't find it. You got this one's called the Bug Assault Shredder.
Oh my God.
It has cartridges, round cartridges, salt cartridges. You load it, you break the gun open in the middle, you load the cartridge in the gun, but I ain't paying $124 for this thing. I'm sorry. That's where I draw the line.
Even with all your gift certificates?
No. Let's see. You get 3, 6, 9. You get 12 salt cartridges, and you break the gun open, break it in half. You load the cartridge in. No, I'm not doing that. I ain't paying no. Hey, whoa! A Bug Assault Shredder starter kit. It's a whole starter kit.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But no, I ain't doing it. But Barrett, I was going to tell you seriously, when I get like congested and when I start, guess what I use? The worst thing you can use, which is the best thing you can use for relief, Afrin nose spray.
Yeah.
The worst. Why? Because it just rips through you?
No, because they tell you now it's never happened to me because sometimes, especially when I get a combination of an allergy attack and a head cold.
Yeah.
I do it for instant relief, and I'll spray like 2 or 3 mists up each nostril. And they tell you if you overuse it, that you can thin the membrane and it'll cause you to have slight nosebleeds.
Oh, geez.
Now now I don't use it often, but when I've used it, I know I have exceeded what I should use in terms of this stuff. But I'm not talking about taking like cold and sinus capsules and all this stuff. That stuff takes an hour sometimes to work.
You want the quick fix. You want the
Afrin within 5 minutes, dude. It's like you can breathe again. There's no congestion. You're not talking through your nose. But some people, have overused it to the point where they get the nosebleeds. But I've never had that happen to me, and I know I've well exceeded the limit you should use in any given day.
Okay. All right. Well, Barrett,
I'm trying to help him. See.
All right. Well, trying to get through that Phillies game last night caused me a nosebleed. All right. That was, among other things, headache, nosebleed. It was hideous, man. It was hideous. So they get shut out. It had a pre-Rob Thompson feel to it, didn't it, guys? It had a Girardi kind of feel to it.
Yeah.
That sort of game. So they get shut out 7-0. They're 0-3 this year against the Rangers, and the Rangers have beat them 8 straight overall. I don't know how that happens because the Rangers have been very good the last couple of years, but And that's not like they play him a ton, but
it's always that team. You always have one team.
And Martin Perez has now shut him out twice this year.
Dude, that dude was dealing last night.
God.
He was, and I tell you what, the game changer was that Cole Calhoun diving.
On
Vierling.
On Vierling.
Yes.
It was a great catch.
If he misses that,
yes,
they get a couple. They had 2 runners on at the time.
And Gunner, he can run. That might be an inside the park home run if that gets past Calhoun.
You're right, Duke. And that play he made, that was it. That's when I knew the game was over.
Yeah.
When he made that diving catch coming in, because you're right. If he miscalculates that and it bounces past him on that turf in Texas.
And it was a low liner. I don't think the center fielder could have gotten over to back it up.
No, I think at the very least that would have been an easy triple.
I agree.
Easy triple for him, and 2 runs would have scored.
Yeah.
But once he made that catch, that game was over. That was it right there.
Yeah, it was. And this game was clearly lost early. Like they had plenty of opportunities. Got 2 on, no out, 2 on, 1 out, and Castellanos himself, guys, goes 0 for 4. But the problem is he was killing them. He left 5 on himself. Last night, Castellanos. So, you got to take advantage of that stuff early, and you can't always depend on like the miracle home run shot in the 9th or this crazy comeback. And they were just not good last night. And Gibson pitched fine enough for what he is. He gave a couple solo shots, but he took it pretty deep. He only gave up 3 runs. But here's the problem. Familia comes in. Inning in the 3rd, 4 hits, 4 earned runs.
Yep.
He's got a 5.55 ERA in 27 appearances.
2 home runs.
Oh,
2 home runs. He only threw 28 pitches, 16 for strikes, 2 left to park.
Terrible. He's terrible. And Knebel's terrible.
They moved Knebel into a lesser role, and he's still just as bad as when he was a closer.
I know. Yeah, I know. I mean,
and they brought him in. They brought him in, though. That's what I'm trying to say. They brought him in as the guy that's supposed to be pretty good, right?
Oh, yeah.
For $10 million, 1 year, $10 million.
Knebel 10 and 6 for Familia. So there's $16 million there on 2 guys who can't get outs.
Tied up into softball pitchers.
Right. Literally can't get outs. So, it's a problem. Like the back end here, I don't think there's any question anymore what it is. It's got to be Sir Anthony closing and Brogdon or hand setting up. That's it.
So if they lose this game this afternoon, which Rob Ellis are we going to have to deal with tomorrow?
It's not going to be a good one tomorrow. I can tell you right now. It will not be a good one. Now Harper could change things a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, he is going to change things.
Yeah. Yeah.
You hope.
They need him. They need him in the worst. They can't play without him. He that's it.
To me, I don't understand. I get how good Harper is, but they fall off a cliff sometimes if he's out of the lineup. They just, and I don't know if it's a confidence thing or, whatever, but man, it's pretty brutal. It really is with what's going on. I mean,
we know he can't get hurt. I mean, he's the Embiid of the Phillies. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where he goes, this team goes. He's not allowed to be out, period.
Dude, he's got the elbow. He's got the infected finger. What next?
That's the thing, and you're walking a fine line here between get him back in the lineup and making sure that blister's healed up. So apparently the way he explained it was the callus was healed, but there's an infection underneath, but it's still sore and swollen, so it's hard to grip the bat. So hopefully antibiotics got that thing down. Who knows?
I think all these little things are going to add up, and you're going to see him sitting out more and more games down the stretch. And I'm sure with the mindset, we got to try to preserve him for September, especially if we're in the race, whether it's for the division or the wild card. And that could hurt them more than that could help them. You can't have this dude sitting out, especially coming down the stretch, 2, 3, 4 games in a row because he's nicked up. The elbow's not right. That infection is still a problem. Hopefully they get that thing corrected, but if not, it's just going to keep compounding the issue with him.
Yeah. And look, the good news is the Mets lost, the Braves lost. If you're looking at the division, it's still 8.5, whatever. If you're paying attention to that with where they are, I tend to look more at the wild card when it comes to them. And, right now they're 3 back of that last spot with the Braves. That's where things are right now with a ton of time to play here. That's for sure. But they need to start getting it together today. This was a series that you looked at, you said, this is probably the easiest one of what they have coming up with San Diego and the Cardinals and everybody else that they have coming up. So They unfortunately didn't take advantage of. You're right, Derek. I'm trying to think. Let me pull up their schedule and see the last time they lost 2 in a row, man. It has been. It's been a while. It was definitely Girardi. I think it was the last series of the Girardi era was the last time that they lost 2 in a row. So you're going back now. That was they played 1 game under Girardi this month and won it. So the last time they lost 2 in a row was the Giants.
Wow.
You remember that? May 30th and 31st. So, we're going back a long ways now. There's been a lot of baseball played since then. So
yeah, we just got to keep winning these series, man. I mean,
no question.
We can get out of this with a win. I think we'll be all right. Then they go to the West Coast, right?
Yeah, they're at San Diego next.
Okay.
Next. For 4 games, they'll play San Diego. Now, looking like no Machado and definitely no Tatis. So that helps. That helps.
So you say there's a chance.
There is a chance.
There is a chance.
That is what I'm saying. So I don't know if you're paying attention to this. Roger Goodell's testifying in front of the House oversight, and part of the question, and Daniel Snyder refused to testify.
I wonder why.
The Commanders owner, and they're going all out. A lot of the folks who are making, I think the senators or whoever's doing the questioning, don't quite understand the way it works. They're like, can you just force out Daniel Snyder? He can't do that. The owners have to vote, and it has to be unanimous. Or it has to be, I think it has to be majority has to be able to vote him out. So you can't just vote him out. But there's no doubt in my mind that Goodell has covered up a lot of stuff for Daniel Snyder.
Mm-hmm.
And whether that's because Snyder has dirt on him, whether it's he just protects every owner, I don't know what. But, there's
he gets paid to do that, man. That's why he's making $50 million a year.
Yeah, he's their guy.
$50 million.
They hire him. They hire him and they vote him in to stay on. So it behooves him to cover their rear ends.
Right, exactly.
Collectively. But there's a lot of stuff that has come out, man, and continues to come out with some of these depositions and, Snyder paying women off for sexually harassing them and weird workplace stuff where employees, men and women, were having relations. He fires the women, keeps the men all, like a lot of stuff. I just wonder, and they're gonna force him to testify now, by the way, because he's been pleading the fifth, but they're gonna force him to testify.
Wait, how can they force him to testify?
He can plead the fifth when he does it, but they are going to force him, to at least, be involved in these testimonies. They can make him, they can compel him to do that.
Man, if I'm Daniel Snyder, and let me go on record as saying I'm not a fan of Daniel Snyder, nor the way he's run that organization, because I think it is sleaze personified. But if I'm Daniel Snyder, I sit there and say, look, man, I ain't telling you jack. You know what? You can have me up here all day. Get me lunch, because we're going to be here all day, because I'm not telling you a thing. Why would you incriminate yourself? Even though evidence keeps leaking out against you, stories keep leaking out against you. You have all these former employees who have been telling these stories about you for years and about your organization, and in some of the dastardly deeds you've done to employees, especially women employees. The more you sit there and they ask you questions, you're going to slip up and say something you shouldn't say.
Yeah.
Why would you put yourself in that position?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the other thing that's come out from this is Snyder was doing these shadow investigations when he knew that the league was digging into him and the House committee.
Yeah.
Basically, he tried to portray and lay all this at the feet of his former guy, his right-hand man, Bruce Allen. He is just a classic rat. Like anybody in his way, he will just dump on, man, in a big way. They're going to subpoena him. Yes.
Even the head coach, even Gruden's brother. He tried to lay some stuff on
Jay Gruden.
Yeah. And then Jay wasn't all the way right either. I think wasn't he sleeping with one of the players' wives or girlfriends or something like that?
Oh man, are you serious?
Yeah, bro. It was wild.
And that place is like Peyton Place and Caligula rolled into one.
I'm
man.
telling you. But that's why they're always going to be a mess. It doesn't matter. Man. It doesn't matter what Ron Rivera does, how Carson Wentz. There's always circuses around them that hurt them. I don't care. And
now they're getting a new stadium. Are you kidding me?
Well, that was part of his preemptive move to throw up $100 million to have a new stadium built. Yeah, ridiculous.
Man, I wouldn't let that dude build a parking lot in my state. Seriously.
I don't like. I do wonder though if this stuff continue. If there's stuff, even if he doesn't incriminate himself, if stuff continues to come out here,
it's a storied franchise. You know, you can't.
Yeah, he's destroyed them.
Yeah, he's killing the whole vibe. Just everything, even the way he changed the name was just wrong.
Well,
you know,
he won't even sell
the
out
name.
anymore.
Yeah, exactly. The name needed to be changed, but the way in which he did it was just stupid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then the name of that stupid name, anyways,
Commanders.
Are you kidding me?
You know, the Cleveland Indians changed their names to the Guardians, Washington. I'm shocked. Atlanta hasn't changed. The Atlanta baseball team hasn't changed its nickname yet.
Yeah, I know.
I'm shocked.
I agree with you. Yep, I agree.
And people still do the tomahawk chop in the stands. Every home game.
Yep. Yeah, they do. I know. It's strange. It feels like
so does Florida State.
Florida State Seminoles.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, there's just a different set of rules, man. I don't know. It's hard to fathom how this stuff goes on, man. That's for sure. But yeah, I actually thought they would just stay with the Washington football team.
Right.
You know, but
I actually like that better than the Commanders.
Yeah, much better. I don't like the logo. I don't like that W. I don't like anything about it. I don't think.
Although I do kind of like the color combinations that burgundy and gold.
It's a good combo.
I like the combination. I will say that. But you're right. I thought they might go back and steal the old name from the old baseball team, like the Washington Senators or something like that.
Yeah.
I thought they might have gone back to something, but the Commanders.
I like that. Will.
And of course, people jump right on it. The commies, the Washington commies.
You knew that was coming. Yeah, you knew that was coming. All right, let's step aside here and let's continue the football talk with former NFL MVP, now analyst, St. Joe's Prep's own, Northeast Phillies own, Rich Gannon will join us when we get back. Derek Gunn, Barrett Brooks, Rob Ellis, Sports Take, JAKIB Sports YouTube Network.
News at 11 with Rick Williams. It's the team you trust to bring it all together. The stories that impact your community, a sports roundup for the locals, and the AccuWeather forecast you depend on. Action News at 11 with Rick Williams.
All right, did you know I was the mommy slam dunk champion?
Really?
Yes, really don't sound so surprised.
Let's see it.
Oh, you're ready. All right, here we go. Let's hear the crowd. So go to right, I go to left, fake a mom. Mama go up.
She did it.
Again?
You can't avoid gravity, but United Healthcare can help you avoid financial surprises by helping you compare costs and doctor quality ratings. United Healthcare.
Uh-huh.
Field of life, First Trust Bank is there for you.
Champions on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Because Philadelphia dreams deserve a Philadelphia bank.
Go for the midnight dares. Go for the game. Go for the hits. Go for the fans. Go for the win. Go to Ocean Casino Resort. Book your trip at theoceanac.com.
All right, hour number 3. Welcome back in, everybody. Sports Take, JAKIB Sports YouTube Network. Rob Ellis along with Derek Gunn, Barrett Brooks. And joining us now, our next guest. He was a 4th-round pick in the 1987 draft. Went on to win the NFL MVP in 2002. St. Joe's Prep. He's a blue hen from Delaware. And what a killer painting behind him in the shot, too, on top. I got to get one of those, man. Rich Gann. Rich, how are you?
Rob, I'm doing great. It's great to be with you guys. A beautiful summer day here in Minnesota. I just came back from the Jersey Shore. I'm heading back around the 4th of July. Can't wait.
Oh, love it, man. Love it. Yeah, we got to all hook up down there. We'll get you over to Ocean, and we'll have a little hangout with you when we do one of our shows down there, Rich. We're looking forward to it. But wanted to have you on for a lot of different reasons. I think you have a pretty remarkable career, all things told. I was saying this to these guys earlier. You're drafted in 87 and you win NFL MVP in 2002. I'm trying to think to myself, other than Brady, has anybody had that kind of longevity where you've been in the league that long to win an MVP? Did you ever look into that yourself?
Well, it took a while. Truth be told, when I came out of Delaware in 87, I played in the Delaware wing T offense. And so, I got drafted by the Patriots. They really didn't want to give me the opportunity to play quarterback. So 6 days after the draft, I got traded to the Minnesota Vikings. And it was actually a pretty good landing spot for me because the Vikings at the time had 2 veteran quarterbacks, Tommy Kramer, who had been to a Pro Bowl, and Wade Wilson, who went to the Pro Bowl, I believe, in 88. So, I wasn't forced to play right away. I wasn't ready to play right away. I had to learn a lot about the NFL passing game, protections and concepts and defensive coverages and fronts and pressures. It took a while for me. And when I finally got the opportunity to play a little bit, they pulled the rug out from under me. I think I had 3 or 4 different coordinators in Minnesota, a couple different head coaches. And then I got traded to Washington after the 92 season. I didn't get into training camp until the last day, and then really wasn't able to compete for a starting job. Was only there a year, had shoulder surgery, was out of football a year. So I think when I look back on my 17-year career, what I'm most proud of is kind of my longevity. I hung in there, I battled, I was kind of a grinder and just kept working at it and my craft and really played my best football and really got better towards the end of my career.
Hey, Rich, when you look back on your career, 17 years, and you look at the journey it took you to get those 17 years in, as you look back, were you surprised that you lasted 17 years in the NFL?
Not really. I mean, I knew I always had the physical skills. I knew I had the toughness and the determination and the will to put the work in. I said I always took great pride in my preparation and performance. I always felt like, guys, when I stepped on the field on Sunday, I was the most prepared player on the field. I really felt like that was my edge. And so, I just, for whatever reason, I just, I had an ACL, repair early in my career after I think my 3rd year. The coaching changes. I was talking to a couple former general managers the other day, and we were talking about the development at the quarterback position. And this happened to me. So let me just throw this out there. I think the most dysfunctional thing we do in a National Football League is we don't really develop young quarterbacks the right way. Think about how many this year alone. I think there are 17 teams that either have a new quarterback, a quarterback entering his 2nd year, a team that, like, for example, the Indianapolis Colts, they have a new quarterback in Matt Ryan. The Atlanta Falcons have a new quarterback in Marcus Mariota. They drafted a quarterback. And what happens is with a lot of these, like, look at Tua. He'll have his 4th different coordinator. Think about that. This is his 4th different coordinator this year. And what happens is that every year as a young quarterback, you're having to learn a new system, new terminology, new verbiage. I tell it the best way to understand it is if you're in high school and the first year we say we're going to study the German language, you come back your sophomore year and say we're going to study French. You come back your 3rd year, we're going to study like Spanish. There's nothing to fall back on. You don't have any history of an experience so that's a problem as we look at the lack of development of these young quarterbacks. You look at Alex Smith. He had 6 coordinators in his first 7 years. No wonder the guy struggled until he finally found a home in Kansas City with Andy Reid, someone who put his arm around him and really gave him the confidence and the trust that he really needed to excel at that position.
Well, I mean, just speaking on that, you talked about early in your career, you came from a running type of offense, not even a pass-centric offense. You're in there. How long did it take you to get the gist? Because right now, there's a lot of people that have a lot of doubt in Hurts and his ability to read defenses. When did you learn how to read defenses, understand what defenses are trying to do to you? People don't understand that you got hot reads. I mean, as an offensive line, I played offensive line. I played 12 years. And it wasn't until like my fifth and sixth year that I really understood, all right, if I see that safety creep over a little bit and that linebacker creep over a little bit, I know they got an MEB blitz coming from my side. So now I can adjust, have my set and everything else. How long did it take you to learn that? It took me until like my fourth or fifth year to understand what defenses were doing to me.
It does take a while. I mean, there's a process, right? I think for the quarterbacks in particular, I think understanding protections, having the freedom and flexibility at the line of scrimmage to change plays. I mean, when you're going up against a young quarterback like Jalen Hurts, last year, for example, just in his second season, really this first full season as a starter, it's a lot different than playing against a Drew Brees or a Peyton Manning or a Tom Brady, guys that have been in the same system for, 12 or 14 years. I mean, the game slows down. Their eyes are able to see the entire field. You're able to anticipate. You're able to, get out of bad plays. I tell young quarterbacks all the time, there's only about 60, 65 plays, offensive snaps in a game. And if you waste 3 or 4 of them, that's way too many. You have to make every play count. So we have a strong side run called. I mean, they've got a strong side overload with an MEB look or Sam Strong safety. You got to get out of it. You got to get us into a better play. And, you have to have the ability to do that. I think Jalen Hurts, guys, made some improvements last year. I think the anticipation, the accuracy was a bit better. I think like a lot of young quarterbacks with that skill set, with his athleticism, his ability to create and manufacture some offense, he's got to learn to slow his feet down, to really slow his mind down and function and operate better and more consistently from the pocket. I mean, you guys know the NFL, these defenses aren't going to let you run all over the place.
That's right.
They're going to set the edge. They're going to force you to sit in there on third down in the red zone and make good, accurate throws and good decisions. And that's an area of his game where he has to improve in year 3.
Yeah, Rich, you make a great point. I mean, to what you said initially about the Tua and having that continuity there. Same for Jalen Hurts. I mean, he had a different coordinator every year at Bama. He transfers to Oklahoma. He comes to the Eagles. It's Doug Peterson. The next year, it's Nick Sirianni. This is the first time since he's had his dad in high school that he's had the same offensive system in that long a period of time. I mean, that's a lot to ask for a young guy.
It is. And I think, the challenge, that's why this offseason is so important. You think about the quarterback school and the OTAs and the mini camps. He's a young player that needs as many reps as he can get. And I think, the key for him this year, you're looking for, steady growth and maturity at that position. And I think a lot of it is the decision-making, the anticipation, his ability to kind of slow the game down. As you get more experienced, that I talk about what happens. Think about the 25 seconds between plays or 30 seconds. What happens in the mind of a quarterback? For some young quarterbacks, the game is spiraling out of control. It's going so fast. All they really hear is the play call. They do the best to get that out of their mouth in the huddle. They get to the line of scrimmage. They're maybe seeing one thing and they snap the ball. As compared to someone like Tom Brady, the minute he hears part of the play call, he's already seen a visual picture of the play. He's able to go into the huddle and give a tip, a reminder to the receiver. Hey, cut your split, Timmy, or hey, Freddie, quick release there. Here, hey, heads up for 200 jet. And then as he breaks the huddle, walks the line of scrimmage, his eyes see it all. He sees the front. He sees the safety rotation. He sees the coverage. He sees the right corner heels at 8 yards. He sees the left corner. His heels are at 10 yards. I mean, it slows down. As he gets his hands under the center, he's able to see all the adjustments. He's able to anticipate. He's able to verbalize and communicate and really just put the other 10 players at ease offensively and not waste plays and really take advantage of his experience, his knowledge, and his know-how. And that's really, for a young quarterback, that's where you got to make up ground. It's not a fair fight between Tom Brady and Jalen Hurts. We saw that last year in the playoffs.
Yeah.
You have to, and that's going to be the challenge. It's not physically. I mean, Jalen Hurts can make all the throws. He can run around. He can protect himself. He can create some offense. He's got to make up is from the neck up. He's got to be able to really become a real student of the game and someone that can really be an asset in the huddle and at the line of scrimmage.
Rich. I mean, that to me, that just brought into my head. Of course, you played with Gruden, and just understanding his offense and how you have to process the way, like 322 jet watch stick. Nah, that's my favorite play, you know. But people understand that you got to break down. Okay, 322. I mean, it's a 3-step drop. It's 22 protection. The running back's going to go to the left side, and then they're thinking, all right, the nod route is with the tight end. Then you got other verbiage. Tell me the longest plays that Gruden had. I mean, that you had to take it and give to them, everybody on the field, and then it's by the way, it's on 2.
I know it, and as you know, a lot of the guys only hear what's pertinent to them. You know, some guys.
I just hear 322.
I know, and that's why I learned to enunciate. I learned to really slow down in the huddle. I learned to be a really good communicator in the huddle, because I didn't want there to be mistakes. And so, for example, you may say 322 Y stick, X nod, halfback slow screen left. Somebody might hear the 322 Y stick, they don't hear the screen part.
Right.
So for example, when we get down and we go on a hard count, I would walk into the huddle and I'd say, sit in, hard count, explode to double wing right, 2-jet flanker drive, halfback corner. On a hard three. So like whatever you need to emphasize,
right?
You really do that, and you got to be clear. And so you know what certain players need more information, but communication. When there's a problem, think about this. And you guys have been there and been around the game long enough to know when there's a problem, an interception, a breakdown. It's usually a communication issue. Yep. Somebody didn't hear the call. Somebody didn't hear the check. Somebody didn't understand. Somebody made the two things we cannot tolerate, and from being in the huddle, you guys know this: MAs and MEs, missed assignments and mental errors. You just can't have them. We talk a lot about that. So communication is critically important, and that's another area where Jalen Hurts can get better.
Hey, Rich, when you look at how the game has been pushed to a pass-happy game in the National Football League now, are you surprised at how watered down the quarterback play is? There's not 32 legitimate starting quarterbacks in the National Football League. Every team has an average of 3 quarterbacks. You throw one on the practice squad. So there's 96 guys playing that position in the National Football League, and some of them are never really ready to play the position the way it should be played. It's
a great point. I'm often asked about, who the best quarterbacks are, who the top 5. I'm never really comfortable saying because I think Tom Brady's different than Aaron Rodgers. I mean, I think they're both incredible players, but they're very different. Patrick Mahomes is different than Lamar Jackson, but yet they're both incredible players. But what I do know is that we have this top tier of quarterbacks.
Yep.
We have a middle tier of quarterbacks, and we have the lower third of the quarterbacks in the NFL. And some are moving up and down. I mean, we've got like a Ben Roethlisberger, for example. The last couple of years, he probably wasn't a top 10 quarterback anymore. He was trending towards the middle of the pack. Still had experience, still can be productive, but not the same player he once was. We've got other quarterbacks that you may make mention of Jalen Hurts. He's probably in that bottom third, but maybe he's trending up. Maybe if he puts a good season together, the Eagles make the playoffs again, he gets into that second tier of players, somewhere in the 16s or something like that. That's what you're hoping for is steady growth. But I would say this: there's the haves and the have-nots in the National Football League. And I always say, if you have one, it's a great business to be in. Like Andy Reid must be loving life right now. I mean, he's coaching Patrick Mahomes. He's getting up there in years. I think Andy's like 67, something like that.
Yep.
I mean, if you're Andy Reid, like, why would you stop? You're coaching like Patrick Mahomes. Life is great. You're going to win 12 games every year, 13 games, and compete in the playoffs and maybe have a chance to win a championship. But if you're coaching Justin Fields and you're not sure if he can play or not in Chicago, and they just fired the coach last year, and they got a new guy in there, that's not as easy. I always say, if you don't have a quarterback, you're better off selling life insurance. This is not the business for you.
Rich, I got to ask you about this. We talk about this division all the time, and 2 of your former teams. The West is nasty, man. I mean, the quarterbacks and the defensive lines in virtually across the board. When you throw Wilson into that mix now with the quarterbacks, I mean, how explosive could this division be?
I really feel bad for the defensive coordinators in the AFC West. I mean, think about it. One week you got, you got Russell Wilson. The next week you got Justin Herbert. The next week you got Patrick Mahomes, Derek Carr. I mean, you've got 4 of the top quarterbacks in football. They can all wing it around. They can all make plays. They're very different and unique. I'm a huge Justin Herbert fan as well. I think that guy is a talented player. He was a 3-time academic All-American at Oregon. His brother is, I think, in his 2nd or 3rd year of medical school at Columbia University School of Medicine. Wow. I mean, this kid's a bright guy. And he's tough and he can make plays. So I agree with you. I think the AFC West is going to be a little bit like the NFC East used to be. Like everyone's kind of, bottled up in there. And, I don't see anyone like, even the Chiefs, they lost Tyreek Hill. They've lost some other players on both sides of the ball. Like, I don't think they're just going to run away with the division. I think it's going to be a lot closer. I think we're going to have a lot of teams, we get into November that are just right there. Mm-hmm. And like, I don't see someone going like, 14-3 and another team, somewhere with a losing record. I think it's going to be a really tight division. I think it's going to come down the last couple of weeks. And that's really what I think is going to make that AFC West so special.
Yeah, I'm a firm believer right now that Carr is going to show a lot of people that the Raiders are in this West, and they might be. I mean, I have them actually top of the division right now. Oh, and I just because of Carr and his ability. You say when you have a quarterback, you have it. Carr is finally starting to take his step up into the upper echelon of the quarterbacks, not just in his division, but in the NFL. Now they're getting weapons around him.
Yeah, I mean, Devontae Adams. I mean, that's it's his good buddy and roommate from college at Fresno State, one of the top receivers in football. Yep. They've also brought in Chandler Jones, one of the best pass rushers in football. You pair him with Max Crosby. I think Josh McDaniels. I think he's so much further along and ready for this opportunity.
Yes.
Didn't go as well, but again, he didn't have the quarterback. I think he's got the quarterback now. And I've talked to a lot of people out there, and obviously I do the Raider preseason games. I think everyone is excited in Las Vegas. This could be a special team. And again, I think when you look at how they finished last year, I think they carried some momentum into the offseason. I mean, it was a difficult season. You lose your head coach. Obviously, you have the Henry Ruggs situation. They lose their best tight end, Darren Waller, after the Thanksgiving game for like 6 weeks. And they had to beat the Chargers last week of the season, in the 17th game of the season to get into the playoffs. And that was kind of an amazing overtime win for them. I think this team grew up a little bit last year, had to overcome a lot of adversity. And I agree with you. I think Derek Carr is going to have a special year.
Rich, let me ask you, we touched on Hurts, but let me ask you about the Eagles in general. They make a lot of big moves. A.J. Brown to help out Jalen Hurts, a lot of good additions on the defensive side, Hassan Reddick among them. What are your thoughts on them in that NFC East?
I think they surprised some people last year. I mean, I think when you looked at the way the season began, there was real concern after the first month of the season. I think that they made a significant change offensively from a philosophical perspective. I think they decided that we're not going to have Jalen Hurts throwing the ball 40 times a game. That's just not going to work for us. So they really played to their strengths. They have a great offensive line, a physical offensive line that can knock people off the ball in the running game. They've got a couple backs that are interchangeable that can be extremely productive. And Jalen Hurts, his ability to manufacture some offense with his legs, his ability to extend drives on third down by pulling the ball down and running, and even creating some designed plays for him. So to me, that was a really smart move by a young head coach and Nick Sirianni, and I think it really paid dividends for them. I think they got a better understanding of who Jalen Hurts is, where he can get better, or what his strengths are. I think guys playing the position, I think even if you're looking at Drew Brees or Tom Brady, not only do they understand their strengths, what they're really good at, but they understand their deficiencies, their weaknesses, what they're not good at. Like Tom Brady knows that, like, if the pocket breaks down, he's not going to run and make a first down. He's not going to be able to extend plays. He just he just moves to his right and throws the ball away. In fact, if you go back and look the last 3 years, he leads the National Football League in throwaways. Like he's just not going to take a negative play. He's not going to take a sack or a fumble. He throws the ball away. Mm-hmm. And so I think that's the thing with Jalen Hurts. He has to understand what he's really good at. He has to also understand what his deficiencies are and spend a little bit more time working on those parts of his game. But I think the Eagles, and particularly the offensive staff, they have a better understanding who he is, what he does well, you've got to build game plans around that, try to really accentuate what he does and try and cover up some of his deficiencies. But I think what's going to be the difference this year for Philadelphia, I think some of the improvements that they can make situationally, third down, down in the red zone, 2-minute offense, 4-minute offense, their ability to finish off a team when they have the lead. Defensively, their ability to create more negative plays, more sacks, more turnovers. So I think, to me, that's an area where they can get better. And I think, talk about the NFC East, guys. I mean, Washington's starting over. They've got a new quarterback in Carson Wentz. Yep. The Giants are trying to figure out if Daniel Jones is going to be the answer at quarterback. They've got a new coaching staff. And the Cowboys, who are probably going to be most everybody's favorite to win the division, they can't get out of their own way. They got a owner who wants to run down on the field and call plays. So I think it's going to be interesting. I do like Philadelphia. I'm a huge fan of Nick Sirianni. I've known him a long time. I think he brings a great perspective to the game. I think he sees the game through the eyes of the quarterback. I think Jalen Hurts is surrounded by some good people there, some good coaches in Philadelphia.
Rich, I don't have to tell you this. You know this as well as anybody, but Philadelphia, very passionate, very opinionated, very critical market. And the jury right now is split on Jalen Hurts in terms of either people like him or they don't like him after 1 year of observation. If you're Sirianni, how do you shield him from the outside noise? Just to constantly get him to focus on do your job. Don't listen to what people are saying.
That's a great question. I don't have the answer. I don't know how you do it. I mean, with social media nowadays, I don't know how I guess you could tell them, put your phone down, and once you get to training camp, and don't pick it up again until after the season. I mean, it's hard. I mean, you get in your car and you turn the radio on and somebody's criticizing you. You pick up the newspaper in the morning, someone says you're a bum, and you can't. Philly fans. I grew up in Philadelphia. I know all about Philly fans. I played game. I came in when I was with the Vikings and the Chiefs and the Raiders and played in Philadelphia. I know how hard it can be. And the Philly fans, they want to see great play. I mean, they're passionate about the Eagles, and so. I just, you have to play that position. You have to have thick skin. You have to be really tough mentally. I think he has that. I think this is an important year for him. I think when you look what Howie Roseman and the Eagles have done in terms of preparing for next year's draft, they do have some draft capital. I think Jalen Hurts is smart enough to know that this is a very important year for him in terms of the evaluation. They have to decide, this guy's the long-term answer at the quarterback position, or you know what? Maybe it's time to go looking for a quarterback next offseason. Yeah.
Rich, I was thinking, look at these offensive concepts. It used to be the read option. RPOs was like the big thing. Now, to me personally, I think they've ran their course, and I think that, in order to help Hurts, you need to go back into almost like what they did with Dez and Prescott over with Dak Prescott with Dallas. More play action, get the ball down the field, to push the ball down the field. Not just because it's play action, but it's like a solid protection. I tell people, you keep tight ends and you keep running backs in, more protection, and you can push the ball down the field. I think RPOs, to me, I don't know if you're thinking this, but let me know if you're thinking. Are RPOs not expecting more?
I agree with you. I think I learned my lesson as a young player. I mean, if you want to run around at the quarterback position, you're going to pay the price. You're going to get hit.
Right.
You're going to miss games. Those guys on the other side of the ball, they're trained assassins. I mean, when they see a quarterback run, their eyes get as big as saucers, man. They're going for the knockout shot. And so, you learn that as a young quarterback. And I think, even going back to Robert Griffin III, I mean, he had the terrific early part of his career in Washington, and then he blows out his ACL. He wasn't the same player.
Yep.
Like, look at Dante Culpepper, a different type of player, but like a guy that could really hurt you physically with his ability to run the football. Then, of course, he has the significant knee injury. He wasn't the same player when he went to Miami.
Right.
And I with the exception of Lamar Jackson, and by the way, he got nicked a little bit last year, and they do some things very differently offensively. It's not all he's a special guy, but you worry about what's the shelf life of a guy that's going to run for 1,000 yards every year in the NFL as a quarterback. I mean, you're like, can you play 10 or 12 years? I've yet to see that. So eventually you have to evolve, and we talk about it. Eventually you have to learn to function from the pocket. And you have to learn to be an accurate thrower. You have to learn to sit in there and take the extra hits. You have to learn to sit in there with a tough jaw, knowing that, you know, you're going to get walloped, but you're going to make a big play down the field. And that's where, my opinion, where Jalen Hurts, we got to see it this year. I mean, he has to. What happens as young players is that we go back to what we're comfortable doing. And the minute it gets cloudy, boom, we just pull it down, we run. Because I know I can pick up 3 or 4 yards. I know I can make a guy miss and get a first down. But eventually, you can't do that all the time. And eventually, you got to sit in there and you got to function as a professional passer. And that's what we got to find out from him. How accurate can he be from the pocket? How good can he be on third down? You know, can he fit the ball into a tight window? How good is he at pushing the ball deep on the outside? Outside the numbers. Can he put the team on his shoulders for 3 or 4 weeks and throw it 35 or 40 times a game when we're not able to run the football? You know, can he bring us from behind? Or do we have to play complementary football every week with Jalen Hurts to have a chance to win? We got to run the ball and gain 125 yards on the ground. We got to play great defense. We got to be sound in the kicking game, because if we expose this guy and he's got to throw the ball more than 30 times, we're in trouble. You don't want to be in that position, and that's a hard way to win in the NFL. And that's what the Eagles have to find out this year. Is Jalen Hurts, is he able to mature and develop and to be in that guy at that position where we can count on him? And it's all about, you guys know, it's all about consistency and production at the quarterback position.
Hey, Rich, you played with 4 teams in the NFL. Which was your favorite organization to play for? And please don't tell me Minnesota, because I'm from Wisconsin. So don't tell me Minnesota.
Well, it wasn't.
Yes.
I spent 6 years in Minnesota. I had a couple of different coaches. Honestly, guys, that was not a great team.
Yeah.
The veteran leadership on those teams, we had good enough. I remember my first year, we went to the NFC Championship game. I thought, we're going to go, be back every year. And the leadership on the team wasn't very strong, and eventually it certainly was a factor. And then I went to Washington for just 1 year in '93. The team was really long in the tooth. I mean, guys like Jacoby and Bostic and Charles Mann, all those, they were getting long in the tooth, and they just it was the end of the run. But then I went to Kansas City. I spent 4 years with some really good players, in the '90s with Marty Schottenheimer. I played with Neil Smith and Derek Thomas and Marcus Allen and Tony Gonzalez.
Jeez.
Had a lot of great players, and Will Shields, and just, guys that were just not only great players, but great teammates. That was probably the most fun. Going to Oakland, I spent 6 years there playing for Mr. Davis. Let me just say it was a challenge. It was an incredible organization with a storied history, but a bit of dysfunction. It was crazy. I mean, the things that happen in the building every day, you'd be like, wow, I can't believe this is actually happening. And yet you want us to go out and beat Denver on Sunday. We had to overcome adversity in our own building and then win the division. It was hard.
All right, Rich, last one, and we appreciate all your time. This has been awesome. Perhaps the most important question, since you're a Jersey Shore guy. What's the best pizza place? What's the best spot?
Mango on the boardwalk, for sure. Yes. I mean, I don't know how you could not say that, but there's so many great things about the Jersey Shore guys, as you know. I love everything about it. I think the best thing for me, even going back, I grew up in Philly. Yeah. I didn't have the good fortune of having a beach house, but I did have some friends who did have beach houses, and so I'd go down there sometimes on the weekends and sleep on the floor. But as I got older and I was fortunate enough in the NFL to make some money, we finally bought a beach house. But we'd always rent a place before training camp. We'd rent a place in Seattle or Ocean City. And I just remember, like, it was just the right place to just kind of unwind and get your mind right for the season. And the only thing you worry about when you're down at the beach, guys, if you get up in the morning, you get a workout in, you go to the beach, you hang out. The only thing you worry about when you're at the beach is what's for dinner and who's making it. That's it.
Right. That's right. That's exactly right. Yes.
The that I have is like, what's for dinner and who's making it. That's it.
Amen. Rich, awesome, man. Great talking to you, bro. Awesome insight. And
thanks so much for having me, guys. All the best.
Pleasure. And we'll check out. You can check Rich out. He does unbelievable work all over the place. Bet Parks, CBS Sports Network on the digital side, Sirius XM NFL. He's a really good follow on Twitter. I advise everybody to check out Rich on Twitter as well. I do, at Rich Gannon 12. Rich, we appreciate it, man. Thanks a lot for the insight.
Have a great one.
Thanks a lot, bro.
All right, take care. That was good stuff, man. Good stuff
Great
on Hurts,
stuff, man.
on the quarterback play. Barrett, you could tell, like, when you were going through some of the verbiage with the plays and everything he's got to process. I love him. Like, look, you got to slow down. We got to go through this thing methodically.
And that's the big thing, right? People don't understand. Just learning the verbiage on how to play and how things are broken down. Like I said it yesterday, but then he kind of reaffirmed what I said yesterday when it comes to just how you break down the play. Who has this to do? What information this guy has to do, and then even the snap count. You know, I love how he went back and told people, look, man, this is, you know, hold your water on this. I can remember quarterback said, hold your water now, hold your water. We're going on hard three. We're going on 3. All right, he'll say the play. We'll go out 2-jet, all go on 3, ready break. Just because, you know, you have to make sure that everybody gets the play. Everybody gets it. And that's tough, man. And I think that's where Hurts is going to make his biggest step as far as him as a pro. Yeah. Being able to slow the game down enough that he can get others on the same page as he is. You know, and that's when he's going to get better. Once guys are on the same page as he is, then they can go out there and work. If he can get A.J. Brown thinking the same thing he's thinking when he's coming out of a route and understanding, all right, if he's got too deep, he knows he has to stop it a little bit because that safety, he can't pass that safety because the safety going to make sure he's the deepest man. So he has to throttle down a little bit and come back. And, you know, he has to understand and appreciate the fact that, all right, Hurts sees the same thing. So since he sees the same thing, they're on the same page so they can run a route accordingly and he can get the ball to him when he needs to get the ball to him.
Yeah, that was good stuff. And also I think him pointing out, you know, just having some continuity here with the offensive coordinators. Exactly. And that's been a challenge for Hurts. There's no doubt.
And I've been screaming. We can't run that RPO, man. Leave the RPO alone.
Yep.
We got to run play action or something else, but we can't go with the RPO.
Well, and he's also a big fan of Sirianni, so that gives me a little bit of encouragement. That's for sure. Yep. All right, so let's step aside quickly, guys, and we'll roll into our final segment. We'll hit a bunch of different things, including our guy Ben Simmons. He's having a little fun out on the seas. I don't know if you guys will appreciate this tweet or not. You will see when we get back. We are Sports Take, JAKIB Sports YouTube Network.
News at 11 with Rick Williams. It's the team you trust to bring it all together. The stories that impact your community. A sports roundup for the locals. And the AccuWeather forecast you depend on. Action News at 11 with Rick Williams.
All right, did you know I was the mommy slam dunk champion?
Really?
Yes, really don't sound so surprised.
Let's see it.
Oh, you're ready. All right, here we go. Let's hear the crowd. So go to right, go to left, fake a mom. Mama, go up, mama!
She did it.
Again?
You can't avoid gravity, but United Healthcare can help you avoid financial surprises by helping you compare costs and doctor quality ratings. United Healthcare.
Uh-huh.
Field of life, First Trust Bank is there for you. Champions on 3. 1, 2, 3. Because Philadelphia dreams deserve a Philadelphia bank.
Go for the midnight dares. Go for the game. Go for the hits. Go for the fans. Go for the win. Go to Ocean Casino Resort. Book your trip at theoceanac.com.
Fast one today, fellas. Fast one today. We're rolling to the final segment of the show. We are Sports Take, JAKIB Sports YouTube Network. Derek Gunn, Barrett Brooks, Rob Ellis. Just a reminder, tomorrow we're going to have Trent Cole, former Eagles defensive end, at 1 o'clock, and then Rich Hoffman Jr. is going to join us at 2 to discuss the NBA draft. And man, there's a lot of stuff flying around today, guys, regarding what's going to happen with the Sixers. And a lot of it could come to a head tomorrow night or during the day tomorrow. I'm looking forward to it.
That's Rob is so excited.
I am excited. All right. What I'm not excited about is looks like you guys could have a buddy, a mate, if you will, out on the high seas. Check out our guy, Ben Simmons, and what he's been up to. He looks like he's really struggling with the back. He's trying to, there's a lot of rehab happening there.
Time out. Didn't he have back surgery?
Yes. Yep.
So when you're ocean fishing, and Barrett will tell you this, especially if you hook into something big, there's that constant rocking motion when you're reeling in like this here. Mm-hmm. You put a lot of pressure on the back. Now, I don't know where about on the back he had back surgery, but the fact that this man sat out all last year, forced to trade, didn't play for the team he traded for, allegedly had a back surgery. Now he's out on the high seas. And if it's a choppy day, you moving up and down puts a lot of unnecessary pressure on your back if you're rehabbing.
Yep.
Something ain't right here. Mr. Brooks? Mr. Brooks?
Just a pause. I love it.
I just can't get – I hate to bash anything about fishing. I hate that, man.
Here we go.
I hate it, but you're right, man. I mean, it's like every muscle you use every muscle. That's why you're so after you get off a boat, you use every muscle possible in your entire body.
Exactly.
Especially your back when you're trying to just stand on a boat. Just being on a boat. So if he's bringing in a fish that big that he has to have one of those belts, that's a big fish he's trying to bring in. So,
yep.
This is all of a sudden. I don't know if this guy plays ever again. I mean, I was saying that. I mean, people were saying, I'm like, no. I mean, he loves the game too much, man. But I just don't know.
But not only that, Barrett, when you hit those waves and your body's jerking back and forth, man, there's a lot of unexpected pressure on certain parts of your body. So something ain't right here, man. That's a red flag, bro.
I'm telling you guys, he loves the lifestyle, but he doesn't love the game. And I'm with you, Barrett. I don't know that he ever plays, and B, I don't think it's a lock that he doesn't get traded from the Nets. That wouldn't shock me either, man, if they move on from him. Joey
B, Ben Eagles fraud.
Yes.
Who in their right mind would trade for this dude? Seriously.
Atlanta apparently loves him, and they can have him. Yeah, he's all theirs, man.
Somebody down there gonna get fired making a deal like that.
Somebody always makes a mistake. Somebody always thinks they can fix, whatever, and we'll be the ones to turn this around and get him on the right path. We've heard how many times have we heard that story?
If he couldn't get excited about playing with Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, nothing's gonna excite him.
Yep,
playing with Trey Young, that ain't gonna excite him. I mean, seriously, really?
Think about part of this. Part of this is he wanted to get out from the shadow of Embiid, yet he's afraid to shoot a basketball. Like
exactly,
you can't be afraid if you want to get out from the shadow. You want to be the lead dog, and he doesn't want to be the lead. He doesn't know what he wants. I mean, honestly, he doesn't know what he wants. So I saw that yesterday. I'm like, I have to show these guys this one, man.
I've never bashed anybody with fishing, man. You can fish in a bathtub. I don't care. I mean, I just love to fish. But not if I was him, I just wouldn't post. He can't
help himself, dude.
I wouldn't post because nothing he could do is going to be right, especially to us as Philly fans.
And then on top of that, has the nerve to file a grievance to try to get like $20 million from the Sixers or something like that.
That's still going on. Think about it from this standpoint, right?
I ain't paying you nothing. Nothing.
Oh, listen, I don't think he wins that. I honestly think that the league will side with the Sixers. I do. I don't think he ends up winning it. I truly don't. But yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see what ends up happening with him. And I don't know, man. I don't know if he loves basketball enough. I don't know if he's not too afraid. But think about the videos that he posted over the last couple of years when we all knew the biggest issue was him. He wouldn't shoot and all that. And then we're watching him hit a 3-point shot against, kids in like a high school gym or just like regular dudes, in a high school gym. Yet he would still post that crap.
Yes.
And then everybody would tee off on it because he can't help himself from doing it.
Or he's dunking. Figure out why people pick on him. Are you serious?
He's dunking on a 5'6" guy. You know what I mean? It's like, we know you can dunk, man. We know you're 6'10". We know you're athletic, but where is this in the real games? So yeah, it's just frustrating. It is frustrating, but you know what? Not our headache anymore. That's one of the beauties. He is not our headache anymore. All right. So I mentioned the John Wall thing. I just want to throw this out there again and the absurdity of it. So he just opted in to $47.4 million. Nobody's going to trade for that contract. So they're going to have to buy him out. That's what it's going to, and he'll end up going wherever he wants, which will be a good spot for him. He and the team agreed last year to sit him the entire season for 30 or 40 million or whatever he was making. Is this not an issue in the league? Again, I don't fault, get whatever you can get as a player, but this is craziness. This guy's healthy and he didn't play last year.
Jeez. What is with these athletes?
He was healthy?
Oh yeah, he was healthy.
I thought he had an injury.
No, the year before they shut him down at the end of the season. Right. And then this year they agreed, let's just, we'll try and trade you. We don't want you to get hurt, but we're both good with sitting out, right? Right. And we move on. I mean, that's what it is.
Whoa.
Dude.
What's the matter?
He optimized his money-making potential.
Yeah. No, he has. I just don't think it's good for the league, the fans, teams. I don't think it's good for anybody beyond that.
He's sitting back in his mansion, smiling and kikiing and hee-heeing. I can't believe that. There's a certain amount of, you got to be a man about things. You know what I'm saying? You got to be, I can't see. I work for everything that I get, everything that I have, I've worked for.
Right.
This is just going to be given to him?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know. We always talk about when's the bubble going to burst with contracts and some of the other stuff that goes on. I don't know. I mean, people love their sports so much, they seem to be willing to tolerate a lot. But this is just, it's not good for anybody, in my opinion, if he's healthy and not playing. I just don't quite. I get if you're looking to trade a guy and you're coming up on a trade deadline. And sit out for the next 3-4 games or what. Okay, no, whatever. I get it. But it's not good for the league. And I hope Adam Silver has the stones, which he usually doesn't, to address this kind of stuff. He usually just kind of goes along with things and, whatever. But so that's that situation. And we kicked around the Daniel Snyder thing, and that's another thing that's just pure chaos on so many different levels. But one thing I didn't mention to you guys with the Sixers, did you see the Michael Rubin story? He was a minority owner. He owned, I think, 10%, I want to say, somewhere in that neighborhood of the Sixers. He's also the owner of the Fanatics merchandising.
Yeah.
He had a 10% equity stake in HBSE, which is the conglomerate that owned the Sixers and the Devils and other stuff. So he's selling it back. And part of the theory is Rubin can now do the Sixers even a bigger service, if you will, if he doesn't own them, and get guys involved in certain businesses and maybe pay them, a salary. Like, get James Harden to take a little less money. Can the Sixers organization get him to take a little less money? And meanwhile, Michael Rubin gives him an endorsement deal or something like that. Yeah, it's an interesting thing. And it's also, this has to do with some gambling stuff and some things that players can't commit to, even though gambling is legalized now. So there's other things involved, and there's some roadblocks with some of those other businesses. But this is a guy who enjoyed being an owner. I just wonder what exactly is going on here.
I don't quite understand what it is. So he'll be a silent partner, just won't have any stake in it, or he'll help the organization.
I can't say silent partner, Barrett, because he's out. Like he's out. He's not an owner in any way, shape, or form. But will he get Sixers players cash in some of his other businesses? If I'm just speculating, man, you know what I mean? I don't know. It all seems a little interesting to me. Put it that way. What may end up happening there? So
it's all about that money, man. I mean, I wonder how much he's going to get for that 10%.
Oh God. I mean, yeah. What are the Sixers worth at this point?
Right.
That's a lot. Yeah, it's a big payday, man. For a guy who's done very well in the business world, you know, that's for sure. He's killed it. He's killed it with almost every endeavor he gets involved in. He crushes.
So
you know,
that is crazy, man.
Yeah,
crazy.
Yeah. Interesting to see what ends up happening there. So we were kicking around a lot of different things off the top of the show, and you know, sort of jumping around a little bit with the Sixers, with the Phillies, with the Eagles. We sit here now, guys, and we are 34 days away from training camp. Begin.
Why does he know that? See,
can't wait. I'm like Brandon Graham.
46 shows, 34 days away from training camp. Rob,
all the numbers.
I'm praying for you, Rob.
No, I'm excited. And the hard thing about camp is you have the initial rush of, okay, they're everybody's there now, they're practicing. But then because there isn't really preseason anymore, you can't get that excited because you're not going to see much, right? And then finally we get around to the season. We're a long way off from September. When do they play? The 11th, I think.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Long way off from then. I don't know. I don't know how I'm going to make it, man. I'm chomping at the bit for football now. And something flipped last week.
I am too, but I can hope September takes forever to get here because that means winter's right around the corner. That's all I care about. That's all I care about. I hate September. I hate October. I hate those months. I love my football, but I hate those months because it signifies that summer's about to say goodbye to us. Mother Nature's about to send warm weather somewhere else and inundate us with cold temperatures. And I'm not looking forward to it one bit.
Bro, nobody thinks like that, man. That's terrible.
I'm sorry. I mean, what do you want me to? Hey, I'm honest, man. I'm telling you. We haven't even had a real summer yet. I'm ticked off. We haven't had a 100-degree day yet.
Bro, I had my grandson and his cousins were outside.
Oh, yeah. How's that going, Barrett?
They were swimming early this morning, but then it got cold again. There's no sun outside. And the wind's blowing real bad right now, so I'm like, I don't know what's going on. It looks like it might rain or something, but
I think we're getting some later. I don't know. I don't know when, but it does look a little cloudy out there. Yeah, well, it's been kind of like springish.
Yeah,
because we had a couple hot days. What was it? Friday was hot, but it's been very sort of spring-like. It hasn't been the humid. You know, it's been actually nice. Really comfortable for we usually late June's a crapshoot, man. You could have 90s and humidity. I think this weekend's gonna be hot. I
want my shirt sticking to my body with sweat. I want to work on my tan. You know, I don't like this 70s, 80s, and it's late June. We're about to hit July, and we still haven't had real summer weather yet, man. I'm depressed already. We're not even in September. I'm already depressed.
Well, I can't believe we're almost through June. I mean, that's
I know. What's the day? The 22nd?
Yeah, the 22nd.
Yeah, it's crazy. But the other thing,
yesterday was the longest day of the year, right? The 21st.
Yes.
Longest day.
That's right.
I missed it.
First day of summer too.
You know what? The one story I wanted to bring up also.
Yeah, go ahead.
From Torrey Smith. He says rookie dinners are BS. I'm glad I had an OG that realized teaching me to blow money is stupid. It does not prove you belong to the team. Shout out to Anquan Bolden. And you know what? I tend to think, you know, the same things. You know, so dude comes into the league with no financial literacy and real problems with folks think $50K dinners are cool. Nah. $50K for dinners now?
I can't even.
Oh, yeah.
I can remember I first got in the league and I had to pay for the offensive line. We went to Bookbinder. I don't know if you guys remember Bookbinder.
Oh, it was a big-time restaurant in Philadelphia.
Yeah, so we're at Bookbinders. I can remember my bill being $11,000. And
what?
Then I had to pay for 2 limos, and there were $600 a limo. So I had to, you know, take them with limos, take them back and forth to Bookbinders and back to the cars at the stadium.
So what would have happened if you bucked the system and said, I'm not doing it?
Yeah, I was going to ask the same thing. How do you get out of that?
Yeah.
You don't, right? So, I mean, I get like extravagant spending on your own. Yeah, you like if you're buying 8 cars, you know, you're a knucklehead. But like, what do you do if the vets are forcing you
to just got to do
what
it?
You had to do.
It's brought in rookie hazings, you know, and They say dinners are now 50 grand. A quick story. I remember. I don't know if you guys remember, but Big Mac Starks. We had him on the show.
Yeah,
another show. Well, Max Starks played with me in Pittsburgh, and him and this guy named Bo. I forget Bo's last name, but they were the rookies, and they took us to Morton's.
Oh, very nice
Morton's
steakhouse. Yeah, beautiful.
So
place. Yeah,
the bill came out. Now this is like week 5. The bill came out, and the bill was a little over $26,000.
Woo!
So, you know, like what I told you what my job was on the team, I was like that player coach type of guy.
Yeah.
Long story long, you know, I built a pretty good relationship with the younger guys, the rookies, you know, because I mean, I work so much with them. They call me in the back, like, hey, B, could you come here for a minute? So I get up and go and say, man, I can't afford this. I don't have the money to pay this.
Yeah.
I won't have the money until, you know, we get paid on Monday. And, you know, they're both shaking in their boots. They're thinking they're going to have to wash dishes or something like that, you know, for this bill. So I said, you know what? This is what I'll do. I'll take care of it. I'll pay for the meal.
You fronted them.
Yeah, I fronted them. I'll pay for the meal. You guys give me my money back on Monday. Mm-hmm. So everything was cool. You know, I paid, you know, the tip and everything. Came up to a little over $30,000.
Come on, man.
A little over
seriously.
There were guys.
One meal.
I can't even fathom this stuff.
They had 5 bottles of Louis the 13th.
Jeez.
Those bottles were $3,500 a piece.
Oh, heck
they had
no.
5 of them. Long story long, I paid for it. But you know what? I said all that to say this. I wrote it off of my taxes. Boom! That's the business expense I needed to put me over the hump for my taxes.
What? There you go.
Not a bad move.
And you got paid back.
I got the money back. Yeah.
That to me, like, and we look, it's one thing if you end up having some unbelievable career where you make, you know, $100 million.
Right.
But like, say you're just a guy who has a 3-4 year career and you got to pay for dinners like that.
Exactly.
That was no wonder these guys go.
Come on, man.
His name was Bo Lacey. Bo Lacey. He only
to
played
me,
like
Barrett.
2
that's
years.
not cool by the vets, man.
No, that's
I know
not.
it's a tradition.
On,
I just don't think it's cool.
There's a lot of ways you can haze players, man, you know, to welcome into the NFL. But, dude, making them dip in their pockets like that, and half of them, you know, for every one player that's making a big money because they were a high draft pick, you got 35 others that are making league minimum or close to it. They don't have that kind of money.
Yeah. But like, it's one thing, hey, order me a couple pizzas and you're paying for that. Whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, but this is.
Or a couple beers at the bar.
Yeah.
But we're talking about $50K now. Inflation is killing me.
Heck no.
$50K.
That's crazy. Well, the other thing you hear, like, and this is not really related to the financial part of it, but just like the way certain guys were, like, wasn't Brady and Danny Klecko was telling this story to me before, but Brady was notorious for being a dude like at like camp. If they would have a night off, they would go out and guys would be like chugging pitchers of beer. Like Brady could go toe to toe with any offensive lineman and bury them because he was so competitive. Like he was, and he would like get in their face after he did it. Like that, it didn't matter what it was. He turned it into some competition.
That's why he is who he is.
Yeah, I've been around guys like that too, man. There's like Joey Porter. Joey Porter was like that. Joey Porter, man, he was absolutely nuts, man. I can remember I'm in there working out. I'm working out. It's me and Casey Hampton. Casey Hampton starting nose guard.
Great
player. Really good player. So we're in there working out. So I mean, I stopped, you know. So we're doing I get to my last sets. It's 315, and I do 315 for 10. I rack it. At the time, Casey goes over and he's just starting his workout. So he starts off with 315. He does it 10 times, racks it, puts a 25 on each side. He does it 5 times, racks it. Then he puts on 4 plates, you know, so he takes the 25 and put on 4 plates. That's 405. He does it for a set of like 6 or 7. And as he's doing the set, he's halfway through the set, Joey Porter walks into the weight room. And while he's doing the set, I'm killing this. Start talking trash to Joey Porter. Joey Porter sees it and gets pissed off. Comes to my bench where I'm at with the 315 on it. Does it for a set of 10. And racks it. Looks at Casey. Casey, get your fat ass up. Get up. Get up. I'm about to do this. Gets underneath the bar. He just did 315. Then he did 405 for a set of 10. racks it, boom, yells, Casey, don't you ever try that again, and walks out the complex. He didn't practice, he didn't nothing. He just walked up. And where's Joey at? Well, he just beat Casey in weightlifting. He did 405 for 10.
Oh my God.
BC to the cow turned around and said, okay, he ain't got to practice today. He didn't practice.
Really?
He went straight home and he did not practice that day.
Oh my God.
He racked it, was pissed off, and left.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, did you have to deal with that, with the hazing thing? Like, did you get stuck for anything?
Yeah, man. Like I used to have to chicken all the time, man.
Yeah, I meant like the little day-to-day stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like,
carrying pads or whatever.
Yeah, I carried, but we were in Lehigh.
Yeah.
Not Lehigh, but we were not in Lehigh, but we were in Westchester.
Yeah.
And Westchester had like a pit that we practiced in.
Yep.
So I had to bring all the vets, up the pit, had to walk up the steps,
That's a workout.
Yeah. That was a work. After you get through working out, there was 2 of days too. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I used to have water ice in the second practice every day. Water ice, 2 buckets of water ice for the vets.
Man, that's to get your own crap, man. Get out of my face.
Some days I had to bring in breakfast, and if they say, "All right, I want breakfast," I had to go to Tony Luke's, get breakfast. And at the time, Tony Luke's had these ostrich sandwiches made from ostrich meat. Yeah, ostrich sandwich. It was real lean. It looked just like beef.
Oh my goodness.
Lean beef, you know what I'm saying? So they were
ostrich is good though.
Yeah, so I had to, get that. Like I said, chicken to every away game, you know what I'm saying, from Popeyes.
Right.
Enough for the offensive line and the quarterbacks. So yeah, I mean, I did my fair share of spending for that.
Interesting. All right. So here's what we have. Just a reminder one more time tomorrow. So 1 o'clock, Trent Cole. We'll talk to Trent Cole about, everything from a defensive standpoint that the Eagles did this offseason and how he would utilize Hassan Reddick, if he thinks Brandon Graham's going to bounce back, what he thinks of Josh Sweat. We'll get his take on all of those things. So we'll talk to him at 1 o'clock. Rich Hoffman Jr. is going to join us at 2 o'clock from The Athletic. We'll talk to Rich about what may end up happening here from a Sixers perspective in this draft. Not necessarily even who they're going to take at 23, because I think that trade's going to be gone. But what moves they're going to make, whether it's PJ Tucker, whether it's Eric Gordon, if there's a bigger fish out there, whatever the case may be, we'll dive into all of that. That's for sure. All right. So it was a lot of fun today. I'm getting shots, shrapnel from the comment section.
Wow.
No, but look at it. I love
this. With Joey B. And then Randall.
Hey, I made it. I didn't fall asleep.
125. That might be aggressive. I don't think I can even do that. But, we'll
I'm looking at Philip Preston, Barrett, great guy. I would have been washing those dishes for 30 grand.
I'm telling you, man. I ain't paying. Man, you want me to do what?
Yeah, exactly.
Now, see, that's like me when I was online to go on fraternity. That ended real quick. I'd have broke every Ricky hazing rule in the history of the NFL. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that. You do what you want to do. I ain't doing it. You're not taking $30,000 out of my pocket. I may not even have a job next year.
Well, that's what what's his name? D-Jack said. D-Jack's told at the time his receivers were Todd Pinkston or whoever he had those receivers. And he turned around, he looked at Hank Basker, said, "It's all rookie, all drinks on you." He took, what? Who are you talking to, man?
Yeah.
Guys, get your simple ass out of my face.
Exactly. On that note, all right. I want to thank Xander Krause producing the program. I want to thank everybody in the comment section. Everybody,
and I didn't fall asleep. I stayed awake.
Derek
great
stayed
job,
awake.
Bro.
Barrett
great
did not
job.
Sneeze on the air. It was a win. It was a win all around. All right, don't go anywhere. The National Football Show coming up with Dan Cilio. We'll be back same time.
I'll be on with them tomorrow. I'll be on with Dan tomorrow.
Okay, and we'll be back same time tomorrow as well. Barrett Brooks, Derek Gunn, Rob Ellis, Sports Take, JAKIB Sports YouTube Network.
News at 11 with Rick Williams. It's the team you trust to bring it all together. The stories that impact your community, a sports roundup for the locals, and the AccuWeather forecast you depend on. Action News at 11 with Rick Williams.
All right, did you know I was the Mommy Slam Dunk Champion?
Really?
Yes, really don't sound so surprised.
Let's see it.
Oh, you're ready. All right, here we go. Let's hear the crowd. So go to right, go to left, fake a mom. Mama, go up, up, up.
She did it.
Again?
You can't avoid gravity, but United Healthcare can help you avoid financial surprises by helping you compare costs and doctor quality ratings. United Healthcare.
Uh-huh.